Welcome to tonight's qualifying round in Legoopolis. We've drawn quite a crowd of supporters tonight who are excited to see their Lego Ninjas compete. Now let's take a look at tonight's course.
Our ninjas will start on the floating steps and swing to the next platform. Then they'll make their way up the salmon ladder, swing through the hanging shelf grab, and down to a new obstacle of balance and agility, the lily pads. Our competitors will complete the course with the notorious warped wall challenge.
And our shortest competitor, Frodo Baggins, is already at the salmon ladder. He's looking good. Oh no, he's fallen! He's fallen on the ladder. Let's take another look at that. And there's his supporters on the sideline and his reclusive trainer Gollum, who does not look too happy about this turnout. And at the start, we have Iron Man, who's a bit of a celebrity, and what's he doing? He can't do that. Sorry, you have to do the obstacles. Maybe next year, Tony. And at the starting line, we have Jar Jar Binks, who works with the Galactic Senate. We expect big things from him tonight. And, did he already fall? Come on, Binks, what was that? His friends don't look thrilled. Further up the course, we have Zane, a true ninja warrior. Can he take down the warped wall? And he's done it! Our first finish of the night at 55 seconds. And right behind Zane, we have Darth Maul, who's been looking very strong tonight as he goes through the course. He's moving fast, and he's fallen! He just hasn't been the same since that leg injury. And at the salmon ladder, we have Patrick Starr, a newcomer who's currently unemployed. And he just flew up that ladder. Now for the shelf grab. There's one. There's two. And he didn't make it! And there's his trainer and neighbor looking supportive of Patrick's run. And at the wall, we have another finisher, the Chief, with a time of 59.6 seconds.
Who inspired your run tonight, Chief?
Cortana.
Great. Now back to the competition.
And now we have last year's champion, Batman, the Dark Knight himself. Can he finish the course tonight? He's already through the steps and looking good. There's his supporters who made it out tonight. Now the salmon ladder. Wow, he is just exploding up that. He doesn't even look tired. He's through the shelf grab. Is he even breaking a sweat out there? He's flying through this course. He's flying across those lily pads. Now for the warped wall. And right up it. No problem. And that's our fastest time of the night. Thank you for joining us this week. Tune in next week for the qualifiers at Brick. Welcome to week 2 of Lego Ninja Warrior. We are here in Bricktown, and there is a huge, lively crowd to cheer on our Lego Ninja Warriors. Let's take a look at our course for tonight.
Our ninjas will make their way up the floating steps, then swing across to the log grip. After that, the ninjas will climb the salmon ladder, then make their way through the monkey bars. They'll finish the course by scaling the infamous warped wall.
And our first ninja tonight is Ray from Jakku. She's our first female competitor this season, and she's through the steps. She's making her way down the log grip, and there's her team supporting her on the sideline. And Ray is making her way up the salmon ladder and through the monkey bars. She's looking very strong. And she almost lost her balance. The crowd is really enjoying the performance she's putting on. And let's see if she'll make it up the wall. And she's done it! Our first female win for the season. Now back to the log grip where Steve from Minecraft is making his way through the course. Oh no, he's down! Let's take another look at that in slow motion. Just couldn't hold on. The starting line, we have Deadpool, doing a wheelie and being his usual characteristic self. He's moving very quickly through those floating steps, across the chain, making his way down the log grip. The crowd is just eating this performance up. And he's making his way up the salmon ladder. It's looking great. He's swinging across the monkey bars. And what? Oh no, he fell. A few of our other competitors also fell short. Homer Simpson was looking strong through the first half, but missed the salmon ladder bar. Shaggy did well until he lost control at the log grip. And then our very own Mummy, who became a bit unraveled as he made his way through the course. That's tough luck, maybe next year. And at the wall we have Leonardo the Ninja Turtle, who's had a great night so far. And there he goes, up the wall, and he's finished. Wow. And there he is, pointing down at his brother Raph.
What are you turtles going to eat after this?
Pizza!
Tubular. Now back to you.
And at the start we have General Grievous, who's taken off the cape. His droid supporters look pumped down on the sideline. He's taken down the log grip, looking good. He reaches up for the bar. He's going, and oh no, he's down. He's down at the bars. And at the monkey bars, Harley Quinn is making her way through the course. She's being a bit of a show-off there. Gone across the beam. There's her parole officers, making sure she stays out of trouble. She's approaching the warped wall. And, oh, she waved at us. Hi, Harley. There she goes. Oh, no. She didn't make it the first time. She gets one more attempt. We'll see if she can get up this. There she goes. Oh, but she finished with style. What a girl. And at the starting line, we have our last ninja of the night, Cole. His fellow ninja, Zane, did quite well last week in Legoopolis. He's already down the log grip, making his way to the salmon ladder. If he can pass the monkey bars, he'll advance to the finals and bump Deadpool out of the chance for advancement. And he's through the monkey bars. Can he finish the warped wall and finish the night? And right up it he's gone. Wow, what a strong night for Cole. And he finishes first. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us this evening. Welcome to our third and final week of qualifiers here in Blockville. We have another large and excited crowd here to watch tonight's ninjas compete.
On tonight's course, our ninjas will start with the floating steps, then they'll swing across to the new obstacle, the rolling barrel. Next, the ninjas must make it over another new obstacle, the log run, then up the salmon ladder, and they'll ride the anchor swing across. They'll finish the course by running up the warped wall and hitting that buzzer.
And first up we have Naya, the Ninja of Water. She also just won a street race a few weeks ago, and there are all of her fellow supporters. And she's looking pretty good so far tonight. She's made it to the log run. And there she goes. Oh no, she's slipped. Well, it's easy to fall in the log run. And next we have Woody, straight from Andy's room. He's making his way down the rolling barrel. He's looking a little tired there, and oh no, he slipped. And there's his best friend Buzz watching from the sideline. And Finn is at the log run. He's made, he almost slipped there, but he made it. His good friend Ray was one of our top finishers on last time's qualifiers, and he's making his way. He got stuck, and he slipped. Let's take another look at that. Wild Style has looked very stylish tonight. Can she finish the course? Will she be our first finisher of the night? And she's made her way up, and there she is at 53 seconds. Good job. Connor, who's usually off fighting Templars, took time out of his busy schedule to make his way down here. And he's going fast through those floating steps. Can he handle the rolling barrel? It's been a tough obstacle for our competitors tonight. He's looking pretty good. Oh, he must have just slipped right off of that. And Black Widow flying up the log run. She's looked great as she's made her way through the course tonight. Next she has the salmon ladder. She's up one. And wow, she just skipped a whole rung there. She's our first contestant to do that this season. And over the anchor swing. Oh no, her hair caught the water. She's disqualified, I'm afraid. At the rolling barrel we have Tonto, who can usually be found out in the Wild West. He's making his way to the log run. Gave a little wave there to the people. And up he goes, and oh, he got stuck. Can he recover? Oh no, he's down. Oh, Falcon has made his way to the warped wall. Will he be our second finisher of the night? And he's gone right up that wall, no problem. There he is at 47.5 seconds. Aquaman's next, making his way to the salmon ladder. We understand he likes salmon a lot. And the anchor swing, and oh boy, he just slipped right off. But hey, he loves the water. And our last competitor of the night is Lizard Man. Not much is known about him, other than he likes to dress as a lizard. He made great time through the floating steps. Can he handle the rolling barrel? He's making his way down pretty well. The crowd is really enjoying his performance. And he's at the log run. This has been a tough one as well tonight. And no problem, went right up it. Salmon ladder's next. He jumped right down to it, and up he goes, one rung at a time. Over the anchor swing. And can he finish the course strong? His time is looking great. And he goes right up the warped wall. And there he is at 45.5 seconds, the best time of the night. Thanks for joining us tonight. Just take a look at the size of this crowd that we have. Fans and supporters have come from all over to watch as 12 competitors take on the challenge to become the first LEGO Ninja Warrior. Will one of these 12 make it? Stay tuned to find out.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Los Legos, where we're all set up for our two-stage final event. Stage 1 starts with the tilted steps, then our ninjas will climb up to the propeller swing and jump across to the chain grab, where they will slide down to the landing pad. They'll walk down the pathway to the wall run, where they must run and jump to the chain, and then swing across to the new warped wall. They only have one chance to get this wall right tonight. After that, they'll climb down to the double salmon ladder. The final obstacle is the slab lift, where they'll have to lift 2 slabs to clear the path to the end. If they make it through stage 1, they will have to climb an 18-inch chain on Mount Lego as their final challenge.
And first up is Lizard Man, who did very well in his qualifying round. Can he repeat that success he had before? Nope, doesn't look like it. He slipped right at the beginning. That's too bad. Maybe next year. Next up is Wild Style. She's making her way across the propeller. She's landed. She's going up to the chain grab. She started her slide and oh, she fell. But that's alright. Way to be a sport, Wild Style. And Leonardo, who's made it the farthest so far, just made his way across the wall run. He's coming up on the warped wall. It's about 1 block higher this time than the previous warp wall, so it's a little more difficult. But no problem for Leo. He's right up it. He's making his way down the backside towards the double salmon ladder. Remember, they must go down, go across, and then go up. And he's making his way across, and oh, he fell there. Sorry about that, Leo. And Darth Maul, who struggled last time with a leg injury, just finished the chain grab. He's coming up towards the wall run. Looks like he's shedding some of his extra clothing he's got there. There he goes, and oh, looks like that leg injury may still be hurting him. And here we have Cole, one of our 2 Ninjago warriors tonight. He's making his way towards the propeller. Makes the jump. He doesn't have a good grasp on things. He goes around for a second try, and looks like he just couldn't reorient himself. And Ray's on the backside of the ladder. She's making her way. There she goes. She's made it across. She's at the first slab lift. Remember, they only have 90 seconds to complete the whole course. She's running out of time. She needs to hustle on this last slab lift. There she goes. She's made it through. She gonna make it? And yes, Ray has made it. She's our first competitor to finish stage 1. We'll see her at stage 2 momentarily.
We want to take this moment to give a special thanks to our past competitors this season and wish them the very best.
Black Widow's at our higher warped wall, up it without a challenge. She's headed to the backside. Gotta climb down there to the salmon ladder. They have to go down first and then back up. She makes the swing across and she lost her handle on the bar there. Her teammates look upset. Our other Ninjago competitor, Zane, is at the slab lift, but I do not think he's going to have enough time. He's going to have to hustle here. There goes 1, and he's on 2. Oh, sorry, Zane, you're out of time. Maybe better luck next year, right? Harley Quinn's across the wall run, made the swing to the next platform. She's coming up on the warped wall. This gave her a hard time in qualifying rounds, and this one's even harder than last time. Can she do it? And no, she didn't, and she only gets 1 shot. She looks pretty upset about this, as do her supporters. And Batman's on the salmon ladder making his way down. He's across, he's making his way up. He's our 3rd competitor so far tonight to make it this far, but he's only got a few seconds left. Can he do it? He's got 1 slab lift down. He only has several seconds left, and he's totally just thrown the 2nd slab lift. Somersaulted across. And he's up there, and he made it. We'll be seeing him in stage 2. Falcon's headed up to the chain grab. This has been a tough obstacle tonight. And he's going down, and looks like he held on too long, and he's been swung back. Oh, it's too bad, Falcon. The Master Chief is our last competitor of the night. He's making his way through the tilted steps. Not a problem there. Going up towards the propeller jump. He's making the leap. He swings across. Still going smooth, but the chain grab's been tough tonight. He's swinging. Oh, and he's down. Must have just been too heavy in that suit. And here's our competitors who will be advancing. Ray is up first. She's got to climb up the chain in as quick a time as possible. She's moving fast as she goes up. Her teammates watch. She is up, and she does it in 8.2 seconds. Now we'll just see if Batman's able to beat that time, but she looks pretty happy up there. Batman makes his way to the chain. He's got to beat 8.2 seconds. He's going up. He's making great time as he moves. His teammates are watching. Will he be able to beat Ray? And he does it. 7.9 seconds. He just barely beats her out for title of Lego Ninja Warrior. We just want to congratulate our Lego Ninja Warrior and our runner-up and all our competitors this season. Thank you all for tuning in and watching any of our episodes this season.
Hello everyone and welcome to LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 2. We're here in Legoopolis for the first round of qualifiers. Now let's see what the course holds in store for our ninjas tonight.
Our ninjas will start off on the floating steps, then swing across to the log spin. Next, they'll dash up and down the running steps. Then they'll climb up that salmon ladder. Next, they'll hop through the glass wedge. And finally, they'll scale that warped wall to hit that buzzer.
And at the log roll is our first competitor, Bart.
You can do it, boy.
He's starting to roll and, he's down. Our youngest competitor is down.
Ay caramba!
And there at the floating steps we have Captain Jack Sparrow. He's swung across. He's doing the log roll. He's making great time. He's already at the glass wedge. He's holding strong. It looks like he's losing it a little bit. Oh no, he's down at the glass wedge. And we go to Oliver Queen, the green arrow. He has successfully done the log roll. He's making his way over the steps. The crowd is very pumped about his run. The salmon ladder's no problem for someone like him. And look at him go. He's just flying through the course. And he's up the warped wall already, and we have our first finisher.
Tell us how you prepared for the course tonight, Mr. Queen.
I had to become someone else. I had to become something else.
And Moana had a hard time at the floating steps, but she proved strong and went all the way to the end to be our second finisher.
I am Moana.
Yes, she is. The banana-loving Banana Man followed Moana with a less than successful run, maybe next year. Logan the Wolverine was next. He made great progress through the course, but ultimately fell on the glass wedge, and he was not too happy the claws came out. Supervillain Bane followed after Wolverine, but he tripped up on the steps.
Are you all right?
Oh, it was extremely painful.
Kylo Ren is taking on the running steps. There's his grandparents watching from the side. He's going up the salmon ladder. He got stuck and he fell. Oh no. And he looks like he's having a bit of a temper tantrum down there. Peter Venkman, a Ghostbuster from New York, was next. He successfully navigated the log roll. He's a little dizzy down there, but he's recovered. He's making his way to the steps. And just like that, his run is over. The Master Chief returns from last season with an epic win up the warp wall, our third finisher. He looks a little tired. He's not as young as he used to be. Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, successfully did the running steps. Her team watches on proudly. She's on the glass wedge, and there she went right down. Sorry, Barbara. Here comes Captain America, another competitor from Brooklyn. He's making his way up the warped wall. And look at him go. Didn't even break a sweat. Nice salute, Captain.
Any advice you want to share with your fans, Cap?
Stay in school, kids.
And here comes Andrea from Heart Lake City, waving to her gang of friends. And she's going down the log roll, and there she goes down. Gimli, son of Gloin, is approaching the salmon ladder. He jumps up to it. He's up one, he's up two. He lost his grip there.
You can do this, Lloyd. It's just Lloyd.
Ah, whatever. Despite his father distracting him, Lloyd is our fifth finisher of the night.
Darth Maul, how do you feel about the course for tonight?
This time I will not fail. You will see.
And he wasn't wrong. Darth Maul proved to be a serious contender tonight as he was our final finish. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Be sure to join us next time as we take the qualifiers to Bricktown, and we'll be taking the top 6 from tonight to the finals.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Lego Ninja Warrior. Tonight we have a special guest host for you, Lord Business.
Thanks for having me. First, our ninjas will do the floating steps. They'll swing across to the trampoline leap where they must jump to that thing hanging there. Then they'll go up the domino steps, followed by climbing the salmon ladder. They'll swing across the anchor swing, and then take on the warped wall. If they can't win, then they're full of baloney. Our first competitor of the night is Red, who has some anger management issues to work out. He's through the steps, but he came up short on the leap. Star-Lord is up at the salmon ladder. He's made his way up. The Guardians are watching on as he goes, and he succeeded. He's our first winner of the night.
How did you prepare for the course tonight?
Something good, something bad, a bit of both.
With a bod like mine, how could I possibly lose? Unfortunately for Lifeguard, he was overconfident on the domino steps, and he accidentally jumped right in between two of them. Shaggy returns from last year. He's through the domino steps. He's making his way up the salmon ladder, and he's transitioning. Oh, and he fell there. And Owen, a former employee of Jurassic Park, is making his way up the domino steps. Looks like he slipped there. Sorry, Owen.
Owen, what went wrong out there?
The course is like a raptor. It can be unpredictable.
The TARDIS dropped off the good doctor, and he made his way through most of the course, but ran out of steam on the salmon ladder.
May the force be with me.
Unfortunately for Ray, the force wasn't with her this season, and she fell on the trampoline leap. Her team looks very disappointed. And here comes Emmett, the special.
Emmett, all you have to do is believe.
And Emmett succeeded.
Oh yeah, everything is awesome.
Those three seem to be getting along quite well for some reason.
The Joker from Gotham was next, and he made it all the way through the course to become our third finisher of the night.
You did it, Mr. J!
Marty McFly hovered in, but he just couldn't keep his footing on the floating steps, and he was disqualified. Mickey Mouse followed, and seemed to be doing well on the course until he slipped on the salmon ladder. Fortunately, Minnie was there to support him. Poison Ivy brought a lot of plants with her on the course, and unfortunately, she did not make it past the floating steps, and got very upset about it. Boba Fett the bounty hunter blew through the course without breaking a sweat, and went on to become the fourth finisher of tonight's event. Straight out of Hogwarts was Harry Potter, who brought a few of his professors to cheer him on. But unfortunately, he lost momentum on the anchor swing and went down. Raphael is at the trampoline leap. You can do it, Raph! And complete it he did. Raph is now our fifth finisher of the night. Luke Cage, the Power Man, just finished the anchor swing, and he's coming up on the warped wall. He's going up it, and he did not finish the first time. He gets one more attempt. Can he do it? No, looks like the warped wall was too much for him.
Deadpool, any words for your fans?
You're pretty cute. Oh, yeah, and I'm gonna win this year.
Deadpool is at the trampoline leap. He's up the domino steps. He's finished the salmon ladder, and he's gone on to become our sixth finisher of the night.
Thanks for joining us tonight, even though I was not all that impressed. The special. As if.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us next time. Here we are for our third round of qualifiers in Mock City. And look at the crowd of fans that have come out to support their ninjas.
Tonight, our ninjas will start with the floating steps, then swing across that wild jungle swing. Next, they'll move across the log run and make their way up the salmon ladder. Next, they'll slide across the bar slide and make their way up the warped wall.
And our first ninja of the night is Speed Racer, who is making his way through the jungle swing. Next up, he has the log run, and he slipped right in between two of them. That's a bummer, Speed Racer. Next is Raj, right from Sheldon's apartment. He's going through the floating steps. He's having a hard time there. Is he going to make it through? Oh, and he slipped right off the chain. And here's Chirrut, our first blind competitor of the season.
I am one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force is with me.
And against all odds, Chirrut has done it to become our first finisher of the night. And Bad Cop is at the salmon ladder. He's looking pretty strong there. He's going across the bar slide. Will he be able to make the gap? And he jumps, and he does not make it. Ira the Wind Elf came in riding on a dragon, and she made it through half the course, but she slipped on the log run. And here's John Lennon. He's making his way through the jungle swing. He's having a hard time there, and oh, he slipped right off.
Tell us about the course.
The course is a lot tougher than it looks. Cragger, the Crocodile King, made it halfway through the course, but he also had a hard time on the log run and went down. Tauriel, representing Team Middle-earth, made it through the bar slide. She's coming up on the warped wall. Will she be able to scale it? And she's right up it. She's our second finisher of the night. And here's Vladimir the wrestler.
These muscles, they are unbeatable!
Unbeatable or not, he fell off on the bar slide, though. Dr. Strange from Philadelphia was next. There's some of his interdimensional friends watching. He's at the salmon ladder. He's up 1, he's up 2, and oh, he fell right off that salmon ladder. Groundskeeper Willie impressed everyone as he flew through the course and went on to become the third finisher of the night.
I did it! Willie did it!
And after Willie, we had Harley Quinn, who had a hard time with the warped wall last season, but this time she conquered it and became the fourth finisher of the night.
I did it! I did it, Mr. J!
I do this for love.
But even with his newfound love cheering him on the side, the Lego Bachelor fell short. And here come our final 4 competitors of the night. Here's Shell from Aperture. She just made herself a portal to get up on the stage. Very impressive. She went through the log run but fell in the middle. That's claimed a lot of competitors. And here's Mr. Krabs repping Bikini Bottom. He's made it to the salmon ladder. He's up 1. He's looking good. Oh, and down he went. Katara the Waterbender impressed everyone with her waterbending skills, and then blew through the course to become our 5th finisher. And our final competitor of the night is Wonder Woman. She is making her way up the salmon ladder, across the bar slide. She's right up the warp wall, and she is our final finisher of the evening.
Any words for your fans?
Yeah, go see my Wonder Woman movie.
And that concludes the Mock City qualifiers. Be sure to tune back in for our 4th and final round of qualifiers in Blockville. Welcome back for our final round of qualifiers. We are here in Blockville, and we are excited to see what the course holds in store for our ninjas tonight.
Our ninjas will kick off the course on the floating steps, then make their way to the log slide. Next, they'll move across the twisting steps and up the salmon ladder. Next, they'll slide through the sidebars and finish on the warped wall.
And wait, where is the first competitor? Oh, there he is, Ant-Man. And he's making his way through the course. He's at the twisting steps. This is a tricky obstacle, and it looks like he's down there.
Ant-Man, your thoughts on the course?
The obstacles are bigger than they look.
And next we have the Lion King from Chima. He's looking good so far tonight. He's at the log slide. He's going down, and oh, he must have just lost his handle there. Wild Style is looking great tonight. She's made her way all the way through the course and is coming up on the warped wall. Will she be our first finisher of the night? And yes, she's done it. She is our first. Steve from Minecraft is right behind Wildstyle, and it looks like he will be our second finisher of the evening. A Royal Guard from the land of Nighton is next. He's coming up on the twisting steps, and that's claimed another victim for the evening. Naya is another returning competitor from last season, and she looks serious this year. She has just gone right through the course, right up the warped wall, and is our third finisher of the evening. And here comes the Flash, who's out to prove he's not just the fastest man alive, he's also the fastest ninja. He's at the twisting steps, and looks like he lost his footing.
Flash, what happened out there?
I ran way too fast and tripped up.
Here's Francis, originally from France, but now a chef in Blockville. And he unfortunately fell on the floating steps. And Catwoman, a thief from Gotham, was very nimble on the first half of the course, but she was not able to make it up the salmon ladder. And Mr. Incredible had no problem on the sidebars as he swung through, and there's his biggest fan, Syndrome, watching. And Mr. Incredible is now our fourth finisher of the night. The Lone Ranger from the Old West followed and was looking good until he came across the log slide, where he was not able to keep his grip. Another returning competitor from last season, Finn the Stormtrooper. He is doing a great job this evening. He is up the warp wall and he is our fifth finisher. Rio the pilot was next, but he was another victim of the log slide tonight. Dastin from Persia was next, and he was having a great night until he came across the salmon ladder where he slipped off and he fell into the water. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was next. He had a great run up until the twisting steps, another victim of that obstacle as well. Jyn Erso, the Rebel, went on to become the sixth finisher of the evening, and she had no problem with the course tonight. Indiana Jones is our second to last ninja tonight. He is at the sidebars. He's swinging through, and oh, he must have lost his grip there.
Natasha, how are you feeling about tonight?
Oh, I'm going to dominate the course tonight.
Black Widow is not messing around. She is at the sidebars. She has just blown through every obstacle tonight, and she is our seventh finisher of the evening. Wow, 7 finishers tonight. What a night we've had in Blockville. Be sure to stay tuned for the finals, which will be happening in Los Legos again, where we will have all 25 of our finishers of the season compete to become the next Lego Ninja Warrior.
Welcome to the Los Legos Finals. I'm here with our 25 qualifiers competing to become the next Lego Ninja Warrior.
Our ninjas will kick off the course with the leap pads, and then swing their way through a new obstacle, the pinwheel. Blockville's twisting steps are tonight's third obstacle. Then our ninjas will have one shot on the ever-challenging warped wall. Next, the jungle swing from Mock City returns, followed by the log spin from Legoopolis. The last obstacle is the reverse domino steps from Bricktown. Should any of our ninjas finish this course, they will advance to Stage 2. And if they can beat that, they will take on Mount Lego as the final stage. Good luck, competitors.
And our first qualifier of the night is Naya, a Blockville qualifier. She really impressed us when she did her course. Let's see how she does tonight. She's at the pinwheel, and oh, she slipped right off of there. And the Master Chief is scaling the warped wall and coming up on the jungle swing, and he slipped right off of the handle. At the starting line, we have Boba Fett. He looks very confident tonight. He's coming up on the twisting steps. This was a very difficult course in the qualifying rounds. And he's fallen.
That was a nasty spill up there. How are you feeling?
It was about as embarrassing as the time I fell in that Sarlacc pit.
And Groundskeeper Willie is at the log spin, another difficult obstacle. The crowd is very excited. It looks like he might be our first finisher of the night, and he's done it. Willie will advance. And here's Jyn Erso, a rebel with a cause. She's going through the leap pads, and she is in the water. And Star-Lord is past the pinwheel. He's coming up on the twisting steps. He's looking good. Oh, and he's fallen. Another victim of this obstacle. And his friend Groot looks very sad about his loss. And Harley Quinn is coming up on her personal challenge, the warped wall. Can she do it? Oh no, she fell! And everyone is waiting patiently to see if she's all right. Will she be okay? The doctor's there, and it looks like she's okay. She just looks very angry. Despite his blindness, Chirrut is making great progress through the course. The crowd is excited to see him do so well. He's up the warped wall. He's at the jungle swing. Oh, he just couldn't grab the other bar, though. Right after Chirrut was Black Widow, who finished the course, and we'll see on Stage 2. Lloyd Garmadon is at the twisting steps. He had to leap to finish, but he's made it. His fans are watching excitedly. He's at the log spin, and he's going. Oh, and he slipped right off. Wonder Woman made short work of this course as she flew through and became our third finisher.
We had some outstanding competitors in our qualifying rounds this season, and we want to thank them all for giving us their best shot.
Back at the start of the course, we have Steve from Minecraft. He's at the pinwheel. Oh, and he just has no momentum on that swing. Will he be able to get over? And he didn't, but he looks all right. Moana is at the log spin, and she spun right off of it. Sorry, Moana, maybe next year. Wildstyle has finished the log spin, and she's coming on the reverse domino steps, which are not as easy as they look, and she slipped right in between two of them. Crowd is cheering on a fan favorite, Deadpool, who is our fourth finisher of the night.
Wow, Deadpool, that was a stellar run.
I'm going all the way. Nothing's gonna stop me.
Finn was right after Deadpool, and we'll be seeing him on stage 2. Raphael is halfway through the course. He's getting ready for the warped wall. He's beginning his run up it, and he slipped. And you only get one shot at the warped wall tonight. Sorry, Raphael. Mr. Incredible dominated the course and is our 6th to finish. The Green Arrow is up the warped wall. He is a competitor who has trained extensively for tonight. And can he make it past the log spin a second time? And he does not. Sorry, Green Arrow. Katara showed off her waterbending skills again, and then she went on to finish the course and advance as our 7th finisher. Darth Maul continues to keep his promise of advancing to the final stage. Joker is through the leap pads and is at the pinwheel, and he has pinwheeled himself into the water. Just be sure to keep that smile on that face. Captain America, our last Marvel representative tonight, is making his way through this course. He is coming up on the twisting steps. Will he be able to get past this tough obstacle? No, he's down. Tariel of Mirkwood is at the jungle swing. She's down the first bar, and ooh, she just lost her grip there. Emmett the Special is our final competitor of the night, and it looks like he's going to make it through this course. He has. He is our 9th finisher.
Everyone's looking forward to stage 2.
Yes, we are all excited to see stage 2. Be sure to stay tuned to see if any of these 9 competitors can advance to stage 3. Our 9 ninjas and the audience are just about ready to get stage 2 started. Stage 1 was focused more on agility and balance. This obstacle course will test our ninjas' upper body strength. Let's find out what's in store for them next.
For stage 2, our competitors must face the log run from Mock City, followed by the Salmon Tower, which is twice as tall as the usual ladder. The third obstacle is the glass wedge from Legoopolis. They'll swing down to the sidebars, which return from Blockville. The final obstacle is the slab lift, a fan favorite from last season's final course. Once they hit the buzzer, they'll qualify to advance.
And the first to take on the course is Emmett the Special. He's making his way along the obstacle course. The crowd is enjoying his performance. He's almost at the final obstacle, but he looks pretty tired, and he cannot lift the slab lift up. It looks like he's out.
How are you feeling?
Not awesome or special. Deadpool is about halfway through the course. He's finishing the glass wedge. He's coming up on the sidebars. He's going through and he slipped right off the handle there. Darth Maul, who told us he was going to make it all the way to the end, is keeping that promise. He's lifting up the slab lift. He's through, and he is our first competitor to finish stage 2. And next is Katara. She is our youngest competitor to make it this far. She is going up the Salmon Tower. And next, she has the glass wedge. Will she be able to get through it? And she slipped off.
It's a tough course, and I just lost focus.
Groundskeeper Willie was next, and he has continued to impress the audience the entire season. The upper body-oriented course was no problem for him, and he became our second competitor to advance. Mr. Incredible did not have an incredible night as he slipped on the log run. Wonder Woman has used her Amazonian training to great effect through stage 1 and so far on stage 2. Next, she has the sidebars. She's handling her way well through there. She's almost finished, and she has fallen. Oh no, Wonder Woman! Former Stormtrooper Finn is at the Salmon Tower, but it's a long ascent. He's about halfway up, and he did not make it up the Salmon Tower. Natasha Romanoff is our final competitor to take on stage 2 tonight. The crowd eagerly awaits to see if her Russian training will pay off. She's almost halfway through the course. She's doing very well. She only has the sidebars left to finish and now the slab lift. She looks tired. Will she be able to get it over? Yes, she's done it. She's pushed through, and she will advance to stage 3. And there are our 3 competitors who will be taking on stage 3. The crowd is heading over there. We will see if any of these 3 ninjas will be able to become the next LEGO Ninja Warrior. Stay tuned.
We're ready for the final event of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 2. Our competitors have fought all season to be here, and the crowd is packed in and ready to watch this exciting occasion. Our ninjas will be facing Mount Lego, a long climb up an 18-inch chain. Whoever can complete it the fastest will become a true LEGO Ninja Warrior. I'm here with some fans. Who do you think will win tonight?
Maul. I'm cheering for Darth Maul.
I think Groundskeeper Willie will win.
I want Black Widow to win.
Well, let's find out.
Our 3 competitors who have made it through the entire season and are here with us at Los Legos for Stage 3 are Groundskeeper Willie, who came from Mock City and has made short work of every course he's been on. Black Widow, who's from Russia, and she competed in the Blockville competition. She has impressed everyone. And Darth Maul from Legoopolis, who promised us he'd make it to the end. Will he keep that promise today? We're about to find out.
I'm here with last year's Ninja Warrior, Lego Batman. Any advice for the competitors?
Just do what Lego Batman would do, and you'll be fine.
And the first to take on stage 3 will be Willie from Springfield. He's taken off his shirt to show off his muscly physique. He's making his way up the chain. Remember, this is whoever gets done the fastest will be the winner. He's almost at the top. His fellow Springfield fans are watching, and Willie has done it. It took him 9.5 seconds. We'll see if any of his competitors can top that. Black Widow has begun her run. She's making great time already. She's moving up the chain quickly. Will she be able to beat Willie's time? Her fans are watching unexcited, and she's done it at 8.5 seconds. She is currently in first place. Will Black Widow's record be able to stand against Darth Maul? We're about to find out. Darth Maul is making his way up to the platform. He's taking off his hood and cloak. He looks serious about this, and he has begun his run. He's heading up, and oh my goodness, he slipped. And that's it for Darth Maul. There's no way he could beat Black Widow's time now. His team looks very upset about this.
Congratulations, Black Widow. You are our winner.
Thank you. It is an honor to be the new LEGO Ninja Warrior.
Thank you everyone for tuning in for LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 2. We couldn't do it without you. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, there are our profile accounts, and we also have a new Patreon page if you'd like to go check that out and get sneak peeks of what's to come. Feel free to look there. Thanks again for your support. And be sure to stay tuned for more LEGO videos on our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. I thought it'd be fun to do a behind-the-scenes video of the LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 2. When I did the first season, I did not plan out the courses or the competitors ahead of time, and it was very unorganized, but this time I built the courses with the idea that I could switch out the obstacles and the background design easily as I went along throughout the season. So as I went through the 4 qualifying courses, I didn't have to spend a lot of time on setting up the obstacle course. I was able to just get right in and start filming and saved a lot of time that way. One thing I really wanted to do with this season was to include as many LEGO licenses and properties as I could, and I even borrowed from several people to make sure that I could include as many as possible. There were 68 competitors and about 30 different themes are represented. Star Wars and superheroes, of course, are more represented because they're bigger properties, but it was fun to include lesser known properties like The Last Airbender, Prince of Persia, Speed Racer. It was fun to bring back some of the ones that maybe aren't remembered or have been discontinued. Since I had more competitors and 4 courses instead of 3 this year, I wanted the LEGO finals to be much bigger, and that's why I went with 3 stages, and as you can see, it covered the entire desk I work on. It was probably the biggest set I ever built from scratch. I actually kept the Mount Lego obstacle from last year. I didn't even take it apart or have to rebuild it. It's the exact same as last time. It's also fun to include the Las Vegas skyline, Las Lego skyline. One thing that a lot of people have asked me as they've watched this season and as I was working on it was if I knew who would finish at the end. And same as last season, I did not have planned out who would be the winner. I knew who would advance from the course qualifiers, but it just so happened that at the end we had Black Widow as the winner. I knew when we got down to the final 3 that I wanted her to be the one to finish it out. So that's just some of the thoughts I had as I went through this season. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see a season 3 ever happen, be sure to share these videos and get them spread around and get some good views. Thanks. Welcome to the opening ceremony of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3. We are excited to begin this competition for the 3rd time later this summer. The fans have asked, and CadeKam is answering with the most intense competition yet, with new and returning competitors, new obstacles, and lots of fun. And here come our competitors now. They have been preparing all year for their chance to become the next LEGO Ninja Warrior. Now, a few rules to remember. No superpowers or abilities, such as flight, can be used to complete the courses. Only the top 5 from each qualifier will advance, and the most important rule, have fun. And our next champion will be...
I will be.
I will be.
I will be.
I will be the next LEGO Ninja Warrior.
Good evening and welcome to the first round of qualifiers of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3.
Yes, we are excited to kick this event off in Legoopolis. The crowd is finishing taking their seats. Let's hear what the course has in store for our competitors tonight.
Competitors will start with a new version of the floating steps. Then they must use the arm rings to climb to the next obstacle. They'll slide down the Big Dipper and leap across to the Disc Runner, a slippery challenge that will require balance and agility. The salmon ladder returns as obstacle 5, followed by the beam shimmy, where competitors must make their way across 3 beams. If they make it that far, the final obstacle is the difficult warped wall. Good luck, competitors!
And here comes our first competitor of the night, Darth Maul, a fan favorite returning from previous seasons. Let's take a look at how he's done in the past. The first season, he struggled with his leg injuries at Legoopolis, and then in the second season, he went on to be runner-up in the finals, but he fell just short. And there he is finishing the arm rings. He's on the Big Dipper, sliding down. Oh, and he caught the water there. What a bummer. Sorry, Darth Maul. And behind Darth Maul, we have Donald Duck, who's at the Disc Runner. He is making his way across. It's a tough obstacle. He's onto the salmon ladder. He's up 1 rung, up 2, and he's slipped. And he dropped his hat, but looks like he got it back on. He's okay, folks.
And Andrea is finishing up the floating steps. She's onto the arm rings, but she's lost her grip and she is down. Here is another fan favorite, the Master Chief, returning from previous seasons. He is finishing the bar shimmy. In Season 1, he made it to the finals, but then he fell sliding down between obstacles. And in Season 2, he also put on a good showing, going all the way to the finals. But again, he fell on an upper body challenge. Let's see if he can do better this season. He is through the course, and he is our first finisher of the evening. Good job, Chief. Other returning competitors did not fare so well. Lloyd Garmadon lost on the disc runner, just couldn't keep his balance there, and Jack Sparrow made it all the way to the bar shimmy, but he couldn't keep his grasp on that bar. And Moana made it all the way to the warped wall, but she just could not get up it, and although she was angry, she walked it off like a champ. And newcomer Sonic the Hedgehog, self-proclaimed fastest thing alive, is taking on the course, and he is moving fast. He's already down through the Big Dipper, with a somersault to boot. He's at the disc runner, and oh my goodness, he just spun himself right over those obstacles. The audience is taken aback by this approach, and Sonic has finished, our second finisher of the evening. Other newcomers who took on the course tonight, Aragorn made it to the salmon ladder, but he fell out of the rungs into the water, and his fans were disappointed. Hermione Granger made it to the arm rings, but she couldn't keep her grip, and she fell into the water. And B.A. Baracus showed us how a course is supposed to be done, and became our third finisher of the night.
I pity the course that tries to stop me.
Batgirl is at the arm rings. She is taking on the Big Dipper next, and she's over it, no problem. Her team watches on proudly, but she has slipped at the disc runner. That is okay. What a sport. And next we have Patrick Starr returning from Season 1. He is finishing the salmon ladder, and he is on to the beam shimmy. Will he have the endurance to finish this obstacle? And it looks like he doesn't. Captain America, debuting his new beard from Infinity War, is making his way through the floating steps. His team watches on happily. He's through the arm rings and taking on the Big Dipper. This is a tough obstacle. And oh, his form just wasn't great as he finished and his foot caught the water. Sorry, Cap. And right behind the captain we have Iron Man finishing the arm rings as well. Will he be able to get through the Big Dipper? And oh my goodness, he fell as well. Both Cap and Iron Man fell in the same challenge. Bummer. But looks like there won't be a civil war over this one. And here's Alex from Minecraft. She's been training with Steve, a longtime competitor of this competition, and tonight's course just wasn't a challenge for her. She made it through no problem and is our fourth finisher. Like last season, the salmon ladder is no challenge for the Green Arrow, but will he be able to get through the beam shimmy? Looks like he's running out of steam there, and 2/3 of the way through, he was down.
Mr. Queen, how are you feeling?
I have failed this city. Adorable newcomer Unikitty is through the Big Dipper, and the disc runner's in front of her, but she is down. That's okay though, keep smiling. Powerpuff Girl Buttercup makes her way across the floating steps. Our last challenger gets ready for his run, and Buttercup is finishing the arm rings. Looks like that wasn't a problem. The Big Dipper though, she became another victim of the Big Dipper tonight. Good effort though. Our final competitor of the night is here, Batman, our Season 1 champion. He's flying across the floating steps. Let's take a look at the final run of Season 1, where he went on to defeat Ray in the finals on Mount Lego, setting a record time and becoming the first Lego Ninja Warrior. He's at the disc runner. Looks like it's given him some challenges, but he is through. The audience is enthralled with this performance. He is making great time and doesn't look like he's running out of steam. He makes his way to the final obstacle, the warped wall. He's looking up, but he is through it. No problem. Our fifth and final finisher of the night. Well, what a show we had tonight. The competitors were incredible, and our 5 finishers will advance to the finals. The show will go next to Bricktown, where we'll see some more competitors there, so stay tuned.
Thank you for joining us for round 2 of the qualifier events here in Bricktown.
Yes, we are excited to get this course going. Now let's see what the course has for us tonight.
Tonight, our competitors will face the floating steps at the start, then move on to the wall lifts, 2 walls of increasing weight that they must lift and crawl under. Next, the return of the twisting steps, this time on an incline, and then they must roll down the dangerous log spin. The salmon ladder awaits our competitors next, followed by a new obstacle, the beam crawl, that will require some serious strength and agility. And finally, the warped wall stands between the competitors and hitting the buzzer.
And our first competitor of the night is Bounty Hunter Boba Fett, who is working his way through the floating steps. He is through the wall lifts. He's making some good time. Let's look back at how he did last season. The twisting steps were his downfall in the Los Legos finals. Can he get through them? And yes, he is through them. Great job, Boba Fett. Now for the log spin. This is a tough obstacle, and he's slid right off, and his bounty hunter friends do not look pleased with this. Korra, the last ISO from Tron, is making her way up to the twisting steps. It's a tough obstacle, and it looks like that obstacle has claimed its first victim. Sorry, Korra. And next we have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle from New York City, Raphael. He is at the beam crawl. This is a tough obstacle on your grip, and it just looks like he wasn't able to hang on with his 3 fingers, but good effort there, Raph. And right behind Raphael, we have Kayla Phoenix, an agent from Astra City. It is looking like she is struggling there. She's running out of steam. Can she make it through the beam crawl? Oh, and she is off. This is going to be a tough obstacle for our competitors. And we have returning fan favorite Rey here. Let's take a look back at her career. Season 1, she made it as the runner-up in the finals, beaten out by Batman. And then in Season 2, she struggled in the qualifiers and wasn't able to advance. But let's see how she does tonight. So far, she's doing great. She's halfway through the course. The log spin is officially behind her. That's been a tough obstacle, but she still has the salmon ladder and the beam crawl. Her fans are watching on faithfully over there, and she is done. She is finished so quickly. Wow, Rey, way to get it done.
Rey, you rocked the course tonight. I could feel the force with me.
Other returning competitors did not fare as well. Marty McFly was down at the twisting steps, and Shaggy made it all the way to the warped wall, but just couldn't get over the top there. And then we had the Joker make it through the log spin, but the salmon ladder was his downfall. And on the back end of the course, we have Aladdin, who is finishing the beam crawl and making his way up the warped wall. Nothing's going to stop this young man tonight, and he is finished. Way to go, Aladdin. And Red, one of the leaders of the Angry Birds, is at the wall lift, and it looks like he's struggling there, and he is unable to get the wall lift high enough to crawl under. That is too bad. Homer Simpson returns from Season 1, and he is halfway through the course, but the log spin is still in front of him, and he slid right over the log, but his family is there to support him. The log spin continued to be our most difficult obstacle of the night as it claimed some serious star power. Star-Lord fell to it, and then later, Starfire, a newcomer, also was a victim of the log spin. Black Panther is at the starting line, and he is bounding across this course with a unique strategy. It's almost cat-like in nature, like a mountain lion or a bobcat or a panther, if you will. And he is up through the twisting steps, still using that strategy. The log spin is behind him, and he is onto the salmon ladder. The audience is loving this unique strategy. The beam crawl was no problem for Black Panther, and he is bounding again up the warped wall on to become our 3rd competitor to finish the course tonight. And Harry Potter, a student from Hogwarts, is finishing the wall lifts. He is at the twisting steps. Will he be able to get through this tricky obstacle? And ooh, no, another one has fallen to the twisting steps. Ghostbuster Erin Gilbert is through the floating steps. Her friends are cheering her on. She's through the first wall lift, but it looks like the second one might be too heavy for her. Yep, she's throwing in the towel on this one. And some of our final contestants of the night did not finish the course. General Grievous made it all the way to the beam crawl, but it looks like his heavy metal body may have dragged him down at the halfway point on the beam crawl. Next, we had Emmett Brakowski, the special, make it all the way to the salmon ladder, but he got stuck halfway up and was not able to keep his grasp on the bar. And then Owen Grady from Jurassic World was able to make it all the way through and become our 4th finisher of the evening. And the Team Pratt members looked very excited for their friend to finish. And now let's turn our attention to our final competitor of the night, Deadpool, who just drove his motorcycle through the start of the course, which is not surprising given his unique flair and over-the-top attitude. And he is through the floating steps. Let's see how he did last year on the qualifiers. He made it through the Bricktown course without any problem at all. Will he be able to do the same today? He is at the log spin, and even though it's been a brutal obstacle, he is through it. The salmon ladder so far is presenting no problem at all for Deadpool. And all of his Marvel friends have gathered to cheer on their friend and let him know they're here to support him. And will he be able to get through the final obstacle, the warped wall? And he is up and he's done it. He is our 5th and final finisher of the night. Great job, Deadpool. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate the support on the show, and if you enjoyed the episode, be sure to like, comment, and share it around with your friends. And if you enjoyed seeing these competitors finish, stay tuned as they make it to the finals. We have a few more episodes of qualifying events, so stay tuned for more LEGO Ninja Warrior.
Thank you for joining us for our mid-season qualifier event here in Buildington. It's going to be an exciting special event.
It is a special senior citizen event tonight. 12 seniors will take on the course, and the 3 best runs will advance to take on the finals later this season.
The course begins with the usual floating steps, and competitors will swing to a new challenge, the ceiling fan leap. After that, the domino steps return from last year and must be scaled by our ninjas. The competitors must next swing down the chain slide, which returns from Season 1. The final challenge is the usual-sized warped wall. To fully complete the course, competitors must ring the buzzer.
Our first senior to take on the course tonight is Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's mentor. He's in a snazzy disco outfit and looking very spry on the course so far. His friends from Gotham are watching from the sidelines. Here comes the ceiling fan leap, and he's through it. Next, he'll have the domino steps. He's up 2, caught on the 3rd and went into the water there. C. Montgomery Burns from Springfield is next. He is at the ceiling fan leap. He did not get a good start there, and he fell in the water. Smithers! Don't worry, his personal assistant, Waylon Smithers, was there to rescue him. Master Wu is working his way down the chain slide. He is known for being the teacher and mentor to the Ninjago team, and he's showing his skills off tonight. He's at the warped wall. He is up at no problem, and he is our first to finish and will advance to the finals. And here's someone you don't see every day. Beetlejuice, the poltergeist, is taking on the course. For some reason, Batman and the Vulture are cheering him on from the sidelines. He's going down the chain slide, lost his grip and went into the water. He's disqualified. Doc Brown, known for time traveling, was unable to travel through the floating steps. And then the Ancient One, Doctor Strange's mentor, went halfway through the course, but was unable to get through the chain slide successfully. We're halfway through the night, folks. Let's see what else we have in store. Gandalf the Grey is next, and he's coming up on the ceiling fan leap. He makes the jump, but it looks like he got stuck on the ledge and he fell in the water. But don't worry, big falls off of ledges don't seem to faze this competitor. The Doctor from Doctor Who was next, and he put on a great show. He was unable to get through the warped wall, unfortunately, but as of right now, he's in 2nd place and may still advance to the finals. The domino steps tripped up a few more of our competitors. The Wicked Witch made it halfway up the steps, tripped, and then fell out of bounds, which was fortunate for her because water makes her melt. And Henry Jones Sr., Indiana Jones's father, also made it through most of the steps but got stuck in the middle of 2 and went down. Supreme Leader Snoke, still recovering from being chopped in half, made it to the chain slide, but went down at the end and was unable to finish. But he's still in 3rd place. He may be able to qualify. Our final competitor is next. And here he is, folks, our final competitor of our senior citizen event, Santa Claus, one of the oldest figures in the LEGO universe. He's through the ceiling fan leap and the domino steps are in front of him. He's nimbly making his way up all 6 steps. No problems there. The chain slide's still in front of him, and he has passed Supreme Leader Snoke's position. Santa is making his way up the warped wall, and he's finished. He's going to ring that buzzer and go on to the finals. Great job, Santa Claus.
Santa, how did you train for the course tonight?
I climb a lot of chimneys every year.
good strategy.
Our 3 best runs will be advancing to the finals, and we still have 2 more qualifying events, so stay tuned. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because there's lots more LEGO Ninja Warrior coming, so stay tuned.
Thanks for tuning in. Here we are in Mock City for our 4th round of qualifiers this season.
We have an exciting group of competitors tonight. Let's see what's on the course.
The usual floating steps are up first, then the new spin cycle obstacle must be crossed. The wall run follows with our competitors transitioning between 2 walls. They'll then go down the log slide to the ever-challenging salmon ladder. After the ladder, a new obstacle debuts, the box slide. The final challenge is the warped wall. The top 5 runs will advance to the finals. Good luck.
Harley Quinn is kicking off the event tonight. She's going through the floating steps. Last season, she made it all the way to the finals, but she was unable to get over the warped wall. Will she be able to do better this season? Let's find out. And her villainous friends are watching from the sideline as she makes it through the spin cycle. The wall runs in front of her, and she slipped. She was unable to get a good footing on the wall run start. Thor of Asgard is up next. He is coming up on the salmon ladder. He's making short work of that. He will be the first to take on the box slide, and he is sliding across as he goes. His siblings are watching from the sideline as it looks like he may be our first competitor to finish tonight. He is up the wall run. Way to go, Thor. 2 other newcomers struggled on the course. Young Han Solo, the smuggler, was unable to make it up the salmon ladder, and then Anna from Arendelle was unable to get through the log slide, but they both put on a good effort. And next we have Lance, a Nexo Knight from Knighton. His fellow Nexo Knights are cheering him on from the sideline. He is at the wall run, but it looks like that armor was too heavy and it dragged him down. Finn, a young hero from Oo, is finishing the salmon ladder and starting the box slide. He's swinging his way across it, and he has the warped wall as the final obstacle between him and victory. He starts his run, but he didn't make it, and he may have hurt himself there. The good news is, he may have made it far enough to advance to the finals. Raj returns to take on the course, and already he's having a better run than last season. The wall run looks like it got the better of him, though. Sorry, Raj. Speed Racer is at the starting line with the steps in front of him, and he did not get a good jump off the second step, and he failed the obstacle. That's too bad. John Lennon returns from last season, but he found the spin cycle to be too difficult and ended up in the water. And then Johnny Thunder, a newcomer, an adventurer and archaeologist from Australia, took on the salmon ladder, but the salmon ladder got the better of him. Sorry, Johnny. Hope we see you again in the future.
We're halfway through our competitors. Let's see who remains to take on the course.
Now here's a creature you don't see every day. Stripe is a gremlin from Kingston Falls. He is having an easy time so far, but the upper body challenge is in front of him with the salmon ladder and the box slide. And he's slowing down, and he is off the box slide. The box slide became the most difficult obstacle of the evening as it claimed Tariel of Mirkwood as she fell off with the entire box, and Krager from Chima as he was unable to keep up his momentum as he made his way through the obstacle. And we go to the wall run where groundskeeper Willie has successfully made it halfway through the course. Last season Willie made it to the final challenge, Mount Lego, but was beaten by Black Widow. He did take home the title of second place for the season though, and the children of Springfield Elementary are there cheering him on as he makes it up the warped wall, and he is our second to finish the course tonight. And one of the returning fan favorites from last season, Wonder Woman, is here tonight. She made it through the Mock City qualifiers last year. Will she be able to do it again? She is at the box slide where she is showing everyone how smooth a challenge it can be. She's through, and her friends from DC are watching on as she makes it up the warped wall and has become our third competitor to finish the course tonight. Great job, Wonder Woman. There were quite a few lady ninjas who returned from last season. Ira Wind Whistler was unable to get through the spin cycle. Katara the Waterbender, who made it to the finals last year, was beaten by the salmon ladder, unfortunately. And then Shell from Aperture made it to the log slide, but that got the best of her. Good try, though. Fresh off of her new movie is Hope Van Dyne, aka The Wasp. She trained with Ant-Man this last year. He took on the course last season, but he's been working with her to see how she can do. And we are very impressed so far with her run. She's going down the log slide. Her skill and endurance have been impressive tonight, but it looks like she's slowing down on the box slide, and oh, she slipped off. And let's direct our attention as our final competitor has begun his run. It's Kai, the Ninja of Fire from Ninjago. He is at the wall run. Not a problem for a ninja. His teammates from Ninjago are watching on proudly as he is quickly moving through the course. The box slide, not a problem for this guy. And the wall run is his last obstacle, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop him. He is our 4th person to finish the course tonight. What a run, Kai. Great job. And that concludes the course tonight. Our 5 finalists will be advancing to the finals. We have 1 round of qualifiers left, so if you enjoyed this movie, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for the last qualifying event of LEGO Ninja Warrior.
You're joining us for the final round of qualifiers here in Blockville.
Yes, it's our 5th and final round of qualifiers, and we have 20 competitors ready to take on the course tonight. Let's see what's in store for them.
Our final group of competitors start with the floating steps, then a new obstacle, the ring slide, which requires serious upper body strength and balance. The pinwheel returns from last season, as does the difficult log run from season 1 and 2. The regular salmon ladder's up next, and then the bar swing will test the competitor's grip and strength. The final obstacle is the warped wall, and the top 5 will advance to the finals.
Our first competitor of the evening is Nia, the Ninja of Water. We've seen Nia in every season of LEGO Ninja Warrior so far. The pinwheel bested her last season. We'll see if she can make it through that obstacle. She's finishing the ring slide, and here's the pinwheel. Will she get through? Yes, no problem for her this time. The log run is always a challenge, but Nia made it look like nothing at all. Her fellow Ninjago teammates are cheering her on as she gets to the end of the course. The warped wall is looking like it's giving her a hard time, but she's up, and she is our first competitor to finish. Jin Urso is following Nia. She's halfway through the course and coming up on the log run, which is always a difficult obstacle, and it looks like the log run beat Jin halfway through. We have 3 newcomers taking on the course. Dox from Planet U. He was unable to get over the floating steps, and then Azog, the Defiler, who had a hard time with his metal hook hand, fell off of the pinwheel. And third, we had Rodney Rathbone, who hunts monsters for a living. He got halfway through the ring slide and wasn't able to make the jump. Ethan Hunt, a secret agent who also just happened to release a movie, is finishing the salmon ladder, and the bar swings in front of him. Looks like he's slipping there. He's trying to keep his grip. But that's okay, his time is good enough where he might be able to advance. And next we have an interesting character. Thanos, who's so large he had to use the Reality Stone to change his size, which I guess is okay. It doesn't affect the course or his performance, just his size, so we'll see how it goes. He's halfway through the ring slide and he's made the jump. There are all of his children there cheering him on. And he is past the pinwheel. He has the log run in front of him, and it has beaten the Mad Titan. Too bad.
Thanos, how are you feeling after this defeat?
The course, it still put a smile on my face.
We've seen her in Season 1, and we've seen her in Season 2, as Wildstyle has dominated the Blockville course, and looks like she's about to three-peat that accomplishment. She is making her way up the warped wall, and is our second competitor to finish the course tonight. Former Stormtrooper Finn is finishing the ring slide. The pinwheel's in front of him. He makes the jump and starts the spin, but his foot catches on the side and he hits the water. He is disqualified. Other returning competitors also seem to struggle with the course tonight. Steve from Minecraft was unable to get through the bar swing, and then Ryu from the Exoforce made it halfway through the ring slide, but lost his grip and fell. And then the Lone Ranger made it almost to the end of the course, but the salmon ladder tripped him up and he was unable to finish that obstacle. Sorry, fellas. Here's a new competitor, Tina Goldstein, a magic user from New York. She's at the pinwheel, but the pinwheel decided to throw her right into the water. And Indiana Jones is up on the bar swing, but he has fallen there, which is too bad because it beat him last year as well. Kira, a criminal lieutenant from Corellia, is at the ring slide. She begins the long slide across, but she has fallen off. And on the opposite side of the law, we have Chase McCain, a police officer, who's at the salmon ladder, who's begun his ascent, but he slipped and was unable to finish. We've had a lot of recent movie stars on this course, and this competitor is no different. It's Mr. Incredible, who has a lot of Disney fans cheering him on as he goes up the warped wall and is our third competitor to finish. Unlike Mr. Incredible, these returning competitors were unable to finish the course. Dastin struggled to hang on there, but he fell off the ring slide. And then Buzz Lightyear of Star Command made it halfway through the course, but was another victim of the log run. Good try though, Buzz. And now for our final qualifying competitor of the entire season, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. She made it to the Los Legos finals, but was beaten by the double salmon ladder, a very difficult obstacle. And then in Season 2, she came back with a vengeance and became the Lego Ninja Warrior champion of the season. We have eagerly anticipated her run tonight. She is at the log run, and it looks like a breeze to her. Her friends from all over the Marvel Universe are cheering her on and are excited to see the champion return. She is up the warped wall, and she is our fourth competitor to finish this evening. What an exciting qualifying event we just had. These 5 finalists who had the best runs of the night will be advancing to the Los Legos finals, along with all of the other finalists from the other qualifying events, so be sure to stay tuned for the next exciting episode. And as always, we appreciate those who watch and support this series. Keep watching, share, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more.
Welcome, everyone, as we begin stage 1 of the Los Legos Finals.
Our fantastic fans are finishing taking their seats. Our competitors have had a lot of support this season, and just a reminder to everyone that even if your favorite ninja doesn't win tonight, they are still great and may show up in other events. And now it's time for a special announcement.
Yes, we have 2 wildcard contestants joining us tonight. Aang, the Last Airbender, and President Abraham Lincoln. Good luck, you two. Our competitors will face a remake of the lily pads, followed by the return of the arm rings from Legoopolis. The wall lift is next from Bricktown, and then the domino steps from Buildington. The second half of the course is not any easier as it consists of the returning box slide from Mock City, and then the difficult pinwheel from Blockville follows. A new obstacle, the anchor swings, is the 7th obstacle, and the final challenge is an even taller version of the warped wall. Hit that buzzer and you'll advance to stage 2.
Aladdin from Bricktown is our first qualifier to take on the course tonight. He's through the lily pads and starting on the arm rings. Doesn't look like a challenge for this Disney character, and there are his Disney fans cheering him on. They're excited to see him making it this far. And oh, he got tripped up on the domino steps, but he looks A-okay. Alex from Minecraft is next. She's a Legoopolis qualifier, and she's seeing the arm rings for the second time this season, and she's vanquished it. The wall lift looks like it's giving her a hard time, and yep, it looks too heavy for her. She is out.
Sonic the Hedgehog is at the starting line. Sonic quickly became one of the fan favorites this season, and just like his qualifying event, he is moving fast through these obstacles. We are very impressed at his speed. He's at the box slide and he's swinging his way right through this obstacle. Not a problem so far. And while Sonic continues his run, another fan favorite, Santa Claus, starts at the starting line. And Sonic has made his way through both anchor swings. He has the warped wall in front of him. If he can get past it, he will be on to stage 2, and he has finished. He is the first qualifier to make it this far. And Santa Claus is at the box slide. He is more than halfway through the course now. Pretty good for an old man. He has the pinwheel next. He makes the jump, but he has slipped off. That's all right, Santa Claus. Great job. Ninja of Fire Kai is next. He is finishing the domino steps and onto the box slide. He's also become quite popular, and his Ninjago fans are cheering him on and excited to see him make it this far. The anchor swings are in front of him. He makes the jump, but he did not connect. He just couldn't get a grasp there. Good job, though. Ray, a Bricktown qualifier, is finishing the arm rings. 2 years ago, Ray made it to the end of Los Legos Stage 1 and went on to Stage 2. One of only 2 contestants to do so. Let's see if she can finish Stage 1 tonight, shall we? She is through the pinwheel, very smooth. Her Star Wars fans are cheering her on, and she has to get up the taller warped wall, and it wasn't a problem for her. She is done, and we'll see her in Stage 2.
Finn the Human is next. He is at the arm rings. This is a difficult upper body challenge, and Finn has lost his grip on one of the rings, and he's down. He just wasn't able to regain control of the obstacle.
Ethan Hunt, a Blockville qualifier, was next. He made it to the domino steps, but had a misstep halfway up and fell into the water. Sorry about that, Ethan. And then fan favorite Wildstyle was next. She made it through the course, no problem, except for the new, taller, warped wall. It was too much for her to get up, and she was very upset about it, as were her fellow ninjas. They were all very sad at her defeat, but she was a good sport about it, and she waved to her fans as she walked off. And the God of Thunder has thrown the wall lift clean over his head. It's hard to imagine him losing with all his strength, but he may make a mistake. We'll have to see. He's at the box slide. He's sliding his way across. Oh no, he fell off the track. His Marvel fans are very upset, and it looks like he's pretty mad too. Nia, another longtime competitor, is almost through the box slide. She has the pinwheel in front of her, which was difficult for her last season, but she's made it through. Let's take a look. Last season it threw her right in the water, but she is triumphant this year. She is up the warped wall, and she will be moving on to the next stage. And here's the Master Chief. Last season he was bested by an upper body obstacle, but he must have been training and working out this last year because there hasn't been a challenge for him tonight. He is up the taller warped wall, and he is our 4th competitor to finish the course. Master Wu, a Buildington qualifier, made it through the arm rings, but the wall lift was too heavy for this elderly gentleman, and he had to throw in the towel. Owen Grady from Bricktown was next. He made it to the arm rings, and as he was sliding his way across, he went for an early jump, but he wasn't able to stick the landing. That's too bad, Owen.
B.A. Baracus is halfway with the box slide in front of him. He begins the slide across, and he has slipped off and fallen.
Mr. Baracus, we're sorry to see you out.
Mr. T is not pleased.
We have 10 competitors left, and it's time for a little intermission.
We want to thank all our competitors who competed their hearts out this season. Thank you for joining and inspiring us.
Doctor Who, our last senior citizen from the Billington qualifiers, is on the lily pads, and he was unable to keep his footing on this obstacle. Wonder Woman from the Mock City qualifiers is halfway through the course. She's making her way across the box slide. She did a great job last season, and she's doing a great job this season. The pinwheel looks like got the better of her. She just wasn't able to get a good handle on this obstacle. Black Panther is through the wall lift, and he's showing off his signature style again, the same one he used in the qualifiers earlier this season. It's worked for him so far. Let's see if it gets him through the finals, stage 1. He has the warped wall in front of him, and he has leapt right up it. Great job, Black Panther. He's another one to advance. Groundskeeper Willie made it all the way to the finals, stage 3 last year, and it looks like that's on his mind again as he finishes stage 1. Great job, Willie. Our first wild card contestant, Abraham Lincoln, a master builder and former U.S. president, is doing a great job. He's at the box slide, but it looks like he's running out of momentum, and he has slipped off, but that's all right. Thanks for being here, President Lincoln. Deadpool is at the pinwheel. He makes it through it, no sweat. He has the anchor swings next. He goes for the jump, but he was not able to connect. That is a bummer, Deadpool, but no need to be dramatic. And following the Merc with a mouth is Mr. Incredible, a family man kind of superhero. He is at the box slide. He is going for big leaps, and it looks like he derailed himself and was unable to get through the box slide. Our other wildcard contestant, Avatar Aang, is approaching the end of the course. He is so light-footed, it's just like he's made of air as he flies through this course. He is going up the warped wall, and it looks like this wildcard contestant will be advancing to Stage 2. Batman is right behind Aang as he finishes the course as well and will advance to Stage 2. His DC fans are pleased with this result.
Batman, will we be seeing a repeat of Season 1?
Well, I am Batman, so definitely yes.
Now for our final contestant of Stage 1. It is Black Widow, our Season 2 champion. She is making short work of the first part of this course. Let's take a look back at last year when she dominated the Stage 1 and 2 courses of the finals. And now she's at the box slide. She is going through it very quickly, but smoothly. She has the pinwheel next, and she's through. That's great. That's been a difficult obstacle tonight, and the fans are cheering her on and loving this as she makes it to the end. She will be in Stage 2.
A big thanks to our Stage 1 competitors, and thank you viewers for joining us.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Stay tuned for the next episode as these 9 competitors advance to Stage 2.
Welcome everyone to the next stage of the LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3 Finals here in Los Legos. Stage 2 is going to be another difficult course. Let's see what's in store for our finalists. Our competitors will start off on the log run from Blockville, followed by the taller version of the salmon ladder, the salmon tower. Next, they'll jump to the ledge hang and shimmy to the chain slide from Buildington, which slides down to the last obstacle, the slab lifts, which have appeared in every season. If the competitors can get past everything, they'll ring the buzzer and prepare for Stage 3. Good luck!
And our first competitor of Stage 2 is Batman, our Season 1 champion. He is through the log run. He's going up the salmon tower. Remember, this is twice as tall as the regular salmon ladder, and he has to make the leap to the ledge hang. And oh, he didn't connect there. His DC fans look very disappointed that Batman is out, and we're disappointed as well, but Batman looks A-okay, folks. Black Panther, the King of Wakanda, bows to the audience and starts the log run. He has the salmon tower next. He begins his ascent, but he's gotten caught diagonal and he lost his grip. Well, our competitors are off to a hard start so far. Rey, abandoned as a child, has come so far as a ninja warrior. She just ran right through the log run and started the salmon tower. She's flying up this obstacle, and she makes her way to the ledge hang. She's going down the chain slide. She only has the slab lifts in front of her, and she was able to beat this obstacle Season 1. Will she be able to do it again? The first one is down, and she's over it. The second one is in front of her, and it looks like she is finished. She will be our first competitor to finish Stage 2. And coming up right behind Rey is the Master Chief, and he just flung the second slab lift over, showing off his immense upper body strength. And he is done and will be our second finisher. Groundskeeper Willie, showing off his sculpted bod, begins the course, and he has slipped on the second step of the log run. He might have been a little arrogant there. Sorry, Willie. Fan favorite Sonic the Hedgehog begins his dash through the course. He's over the log run, no problem, and he has the salmon tower in front of him. He begins the climb. Next, he's got to make that leap, and he succeeded, and he's going across the ledge hang. Down the chain slide. The slab lifts are the last thing between him and Stage 3. He makes the first lift, goes for the push, and it's over. Will he be able to do it again? And he looks like he's going to get through the slab lift, and he's done it. Our third competitor to finish the course. Trailing Sonic is Nia, Ninja of Water. She has been determined to be the Ninja Warrior this season, and she looks like she's not going to let these slab lifts stop her as she gets through not just one, but both of them. And she is our 4th competitor to finish the course. This is amazing. Avatar Aang begins his attempt on stage 2 as his friends cheer him on from the sideline from Team Avatar. And he is going up the salmon tower and over the ledge hang, light as air as always. He goes down the chain slide. Remember, folks, he's one of 2 wildcard contestants who joined the competition late. He starts the slab lift, but it looks like he's giving him a hard time there, and he is unable to lift the slab lift and is calling it quits. And the last of our 9 competitors is Black Widow, the Season 2 champion. The crowd is very excited to see her take on the course as she makes her way onto the ledge hang and begins the chain slide. She is going down, but she lost her grip, and her Marvel fans are very disappointed. We're all sad to see her out, but good effort. We are sad to see our Season 1 and Season 2 champions out, but what a night we had. Thank you for tuning in.
We're excited to see how these impressive 4 finalists take on the final challenge in Stage 3. Stay tuned for the epic conclusion of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3. Here we are for the final event of Season 3. Our 4 remaining competitors must climb to the top of Mount Lego and hit the buzzer. The fastest competitor wins and will be the new LEGO Ninja Warrior. Good luck to everyone.
Let's take a look at our competitors and their history on the show. Ray is our first competitor tonight, and she made it all the way to the finals in Season 1, but was bested by Batman on Mount Lego. And in Season 2, she was beaten by the qualifier course, and we were sad to see her lose so early that year. But she came back in Season 3, and the Force was with her as she has made it through every obstacle in her path. And the Master Chief from Halo is here. He was on the very first episode of LEGO Ninja Warrior at the Legoopolis qualifiers, where he advanced to the finals. In Season 2, he also made it to the finals, but was beaten by an upper body challenge. But it seems like he must have trained hard over the last year because he was able to beat all challenges in front of him. Will he be able to get through tonight? We'll find out. Next is Nia, a member of Team Ninjago. Back in Season 1, she was on the Blockville qualifiers, but was unable to finish that course. In Season 2, she made it to the finals, but was beaten by Stage 1 on the pinwheel obstacle. And in Season 3, she came back with a vengeance and made it through the whole course and the pinwheel, and we have her here tonight. And last we have Sonic the Hedgehog, who quickly became a favorite amongst the fans. This is his first season with us, and he dominated the Legoopolis qualifiers with a lot of finesse as he spun and bounced his way through the obstacles. And in the finals, we have seen nothing but great skill again as Sonic has quickly moved through every obstacle put in his path. Let's see what he can do. And Ray approaches the platform to start Mount Lego. This is a taller version than what she faced in Season 1, and she has begun her ascent. She's quickly working her way up the chain. She's making great time. And there she is at the top, and the buzzer has been rung. Great job, Ray. If her time holds, she will be the champion. Let's see what happens next. As Ray clears off the course, the oldest competitor of the evening, the Master Chief, gets ready to start. And he begins his climb. He's working his way up the chain. Oh, but he lost his grip, and he has decided to not finish. His time would have been too slow, and his teammates look very upset by this, but we are honored to have had the Master Chief with us tonight. As the Chief clears off, Nia approaches for her run. Let's see what she can do. She begins her climb. She is looking great, but it's going to be close between her and Ray. She's almost to the top. Her teammates are so excited to see her making it so far, and she has rung the buzzer. Great job, Nia, but she's just behind Ray. Let's see what happens with our final competitor, Sonic the Hedgehog. And as Nia clears off, we get ready for the final run of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3. Sonic begins a very speedy climb. He is bringing speed to the table as he works his way up the course. The audience is stunned by how fast he's going. And there he goes, our champion, the fastest time of the night. Great job, Sonic. Way to show us how it's done.
Congratulations, Sonic! You are the LEGO Ninja Warrior champion. And thank you to everyone for joining us this season. We appreciate the love and support from all our fans. Until next time, take care.
For those that have finished watching the season and are curious, here's a behind-the-scenes look at LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3 and some of the tips and tricks I did throughout this season and the last few seasons to build the course and how I laid out the season. So here's me taking apart the Bricktown qualifiers. So what I did was I made one big template to build the audience and the obstacles on. So most of the time I would only switch out the obstacles and raise or lower platforms. Like that middle platform right there, that was taller for the Bricktown qualifiers, but for Legoopolis and the following episodes, it was shorter. And the beginning I kept pretty much the same of each course. I always change the decorations on each course, and for those with a keen eye, I try to keep the Legoopolis decorations the same season to season. So the Bricktown, Blockville, each of them, if you look season to season, they have similar decorations. So here I'm assembling the audience to keep it random and to make sure that I use different minifigures for each town. I had NatCat901 pick out some of the characters each time so that I wasn't the only one designing it. So each audience is a little random, and I change out the audience for every single episode, which took a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to put that many minifigures down and to set them up and take them down again. So hopefully you enjoy seeing the audiences in the background, and I try to also have fans of each competitor standing there and cheering them on as they go. So I'm really just trying to show off my collection as the season goes on and who I have. To decide who ran each obstacle, who failed at each obstacle, and the order they went in, I would lay out the minifigures who were competing each time, and then lay out who would be failing and advancing on each obstacle, and then I'd figure out the order that they would go in. And some people have asked if I planned out who would win from the beginning. I don't. Usually I go episode to episode, so I picked out who was going to compete for the whole season at the beginning and which city they'd compete in, but I didn't know who would be the winners of the whole season until the very end. I had a few in mind that I wanted to see win, but I didn't know exactly who'd win. Another little difference I made this time was the announcer, as voiced by NatCat901, has a different outfit in every episode. No one has commented on that. I was surprised. People pick up on a lot of the details, but no one said anything about that, which made me a little sad, but that's okay. And here is the Los Legos construction in progress, and here's the finished product. It takes up the entire desk. It's about twice as big as a regular course. I made box seats for different groups, so there's DC, the Ninjago group, Star Wars, Simpsons, Disney, Nexo Knights, and Chima. They each had their own box, and on the underside of the box seats were just random minifigures spread around. And I always build a somewhat replica of the Las Vegas skyline to go with the Los Legos competition. Especially since I'm from Las Vegas, I wanted to always include that and make it look detailed. Here is a behind the scenes look of Ray's run. This is the tower I built for the camera to get shots of her when she finishes. So that's what I used for all the competitors as they made their way up the chain of the final obstacle. And as they rang the buzzer, I would change out the size of this tower to record that. So that's a behind the scenes look of LEGO Ninja Warrior Season 3. If you have any questions, please send them my way and I'd be happy to respond. And I hope you enjoyed the season. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. We're excited to be in Legoopolis for our first round of qualifiers in 2019. The course is set and ready for our contestants to take it on.
There will be 25 competitors attempting the course today, and the top 6 will advance to the finals. Our competitors are eagerly awaiting their start down in the bullpen, and our fans that are here with us are finishing taking their seats. While we wait for them to get settled, let's hear about what the course has in store.
Our competitors will make their start across a new obstacle, the shrinking steps, then swing across the chain to the second challenge, the returning arm rings from Season 3. That's followed by the seesaw, a perilous new obstacle that will test their balance and timing. Next is the glass wedge from Season 2, followed by the standard salmon ladder. Once the competitors through the ladder, they must slide across the altered beam shimmy from Season 3. The final challenge is the warped wall. To complete the course, the competitor must scale the wall and ring the buzzer. Good luck, everyone!
Up first, we have Batman. He was our Season 1 champion, and in Season 2 he sat it out, but Season 3 he came back and went to the top 10 in the finals. Let's see how he does today with a few new obstacles in Season 4. And here he goes on the shrinking steps. He's made it across, no problem there. He's going up the arm rings. Batman has great upper body strength, so that was no challenge. But the seesaw, that could be difficult. And it looks like he flipped over the end and lost control. Sorry, Batman. Good job, though. Next we have Hermione Granger, who is conquering the arm rings, which stopped her last year. The seesaw is before her. And like Batman, it looks like this obstacle was too difficult for her. Let's see if our Season 3 champion can complete the course. Here is Sonic the Hedgehog, who flew through the LEGOWOPLES qualifiers last year and conquered the Lost Legos finals to become our champion. He is coming up on the seesaw, which has been a difficult obstacle so far, and he's through with a somersault at the end. He has the glass wedge, which is a new obstacle for him, but he has zipped right through it. Sonic is known for being very quick on these courses. He has the back end of the course in front of him, which he is taking a steadier pace at. He is over the salmon ladder and making his way down the beam shimmy, which he conquered with ease last year. The last obstacle is the warped wall, and it looks like it's not going to stop Sonic from becoming our first competitor to finish, and he's done it. He is our first competitor through. Great job. Returning from Season 1 is Jar Jar Binks, who promised us that he's trained hard for this day, and he is beginning his run, and oh my heavens, he has failed the course faster than anyone ever has, beating his previous record from Season 1. Will he ever learn? Come on, Jar Jar. The next few competitors struggled on the front end of the course. Peter Venkman, a Ghostbuster, was unable to get through the arm rings. He was followed by Alex, who was a finalist last year. She was bested by the seesaw, which continues to be a challenge for our competitors. And then newcomer Gamora was unable to get through the arm rings, which was unfortunate, because we always are cheering on our newcomers. Fan favorite Lloyd Garmadon was able to break the curse of the front end of the course and make it to the warp wall. Let's see how he's doing. This final challenge is still in front of him, but with ease he has made it up and become the second competitor to get through the course tonight. Great job. Next we have Patrick Starr, who's halfway through the course. Somehow he lucked his way through the seesaw, but the glass wedge is a difficult challenge, and it looks like he's losing it, and yes, Patrick Starr has fallen at the glass wedge. Here's another new face. We have Daisy Duck from Duckburg, who's at the seesaw, and the seesaw claims another victim. Great job, though. Buttercup is making her way past the seesaw and has the glass wedge in front of her, which she is just leaping across, but that was her downfall. And Moana, a former finalist, is at the beam shimmy, but that defeated her. Way to be here, though. From Overwatch, we have Diva, a gamer/pilot from South Korea. She hasn't broken a sweat on these upper body challenges as she goes through the salmon ladder and the beam shimmy. And her friends from Overwatch are cheering her on. She is going up the warp wall, and yes, she will be our third person to finish today. Great job. Another longtime competitor, Darth Maul, has removed his cape as he takes on the shrinking steps. He's through those. In Season 1, he went to the finals but was unable to get through an obstacle. And in Season 2, he was one of the runner-ups in the finals. Darth Maul has a long history of being here with us, and he's through the seesaw. It's always good to see him performing well. The glass wedge is before him. He's sliding his way across. Oh, he has slipped off the glass wedge. This is unfortunate. We're sorry to see you out, Darth Maul. B.A. Baracus is moving past Darth Maul as he finishes the salmon ladder and moves to the beam shimmy.
He did not transition well there, and he is running out of steam, losing his grip, and he's down. Aragorn is up the salmon ladder. This defeated him last year, but Aragorn is the conqueror this time. His friends are cheering him on as he comes up on the final obstacle, the warped wall. If he gets through this, he'll be our 4th person to finish, and he has. Way to go, Aragorn. We're glad you made it. And here is arguably our cutest competitor, Unikitty. These are always a challenge for her as she does not have hands or arms, and she was unable to get onto the chain, but that's okay, she's still adorable. Longtime fan favorite, the Master Chief, who's been with us since Season 1's Legopolis qualifier. Last season he was a runner-up in the finals. Let's see how he does tonight. He is getting a little bit older, but he's still showing some spunk. Here comes the seesaw, which has been brutal tonight, but the Master Chief defeats it. He has the glass wedge in front of him, another tough obstacle, and he was unable to get a good grip.
Chief, any words for your fans?
It has been an honor to entertain humanity.
Thanks, Chief.
2 superhero favorites followed the Master Chief. Captain America, Steve Rogers from Brooklyn, went up the salmon ladder, but during the transition to the beam shimmy, he lost his grip and went down. He was followed by the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, who is a dominator of the salmon ladder in the past, but today he was unable to make it up the salmon ladder as he got stuck and fell to the water. Another strange new face is at the starting line. It's the big bad wolf, straight out of a fairy tale. He is at the arm rings, working his way up, but he lost his handle and went down. Jack Sparrow is at the glass wedge. 2 years ago he was defeated by this obstacle, but he must have been practicing because he worked his way right through it. He is at the warped wall as his pirate buddies watch on. He's making his way up, and he is our 5th competitor to complete the course tonight. Excellent work. The seesaw continued its dominant reign over our competitors as Macy from Nexo took on the seesaw but was thrown into the water. She was followed by Andrea from Heart Lake City, who was beaten by the arm rings last year, but she was beaten by the seesaw this year. What a tough obstacle. Our final competitor of the evening is Batgirl, who has spent the last year training with LEGO Ninja Warrior champion Batman. And even though he lost on the seesaw, it seems the training paid off because Batgirl is through. She is at the glass wedge as her friends from Gotham watch on. Half of the course is behind her, which is how far she got last season until she slipped up and fell in the water. But she always has a smile on her face, which we appreciate. She is at the beam shimmy. Only one obstacle stands between her and finishing the Legopolis qualifiers. And she is up. She's about to ring the buzzer to become the 6th competitor to finish this evening. Way to go. We're proud of you, Batgirl. What an explosive start to this season. Our 6 competitors who will advance are Sonic the Hedgehog, Lloyd Garmadon, Diva, Aragorn, Jack Sparrow, and Batgirl. We're excited to see them in Lost Legos, and stay tuned for the next episode, which will take place in Bricktown. Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate everyone's support. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share it with others, and stay tuned for the rest of Season 4.
Welcome back, everyone. We're sorry for the delay after the Legopolis event, but we are here in Bricktown for our 2nd round of qualifiers. It's our 4th time in this town for LEGO Ninja Warrior.
We are very excited to get this event going, and we hope you are excited as well. Again, we apologize for the delay, but we are thrilled to be here. The crowd of minifigure fans are still piling in, and our 25 competitors are rearing to go. Let's see what's happening tonight.
In the Bricktown qualifiers, the competitors will face 7 challenges, starting by crossing the shrinking steps and swinging over to the returning wall lifts, which are heavier than ever this season. The twisting steps are back and as slippery as ever to cross. The 4th obstacle is the beam crawl, which took down a lot of warriors last year. The regular salmon ladder is 5th and is followed by a new obstacle, the Ferris wheels. 2 wheels the competitors must brave by swinging across. The final challenge is the warped wall. Our top 6 competitors must either ring the bell or make it the furthest to advanced. Good luck, everyone.
Our first competitor of the evening is Emmett Brakowski, the special from Bricksburg. Emmett has been with us for 3 seasons now. He is passing the wall lifts. Remember, that's a lot heavier this year, and his friends are cheering him on from the side. It's always good to have good friends. Emmett has the beam crawl next. Will he have the endurance to get through? Doesn't look like it's a problem for Emmett this year. He's got a lot of endurance. Now, Emmett's no stranger to making it to the finals either. He made it to the end of round 2 of Season 2's finals, but was beaten by the slab lift. Will he be able to make it again? He's at the new Ferris wheels and lost his grip there. Sorry, Emmett. We're sorry to see you go. First timer Jay, the Ninja of Lightning, is passing the twisted steps. He's doing pretty well for a first time. His other Ninjago friends have competed many times. Uh-oh. Jay's losing his grip, and he has fallen in the middle of the beam crawl. Too bad for Jay. Kayla Phoenix of the Ultra Agent series is at the twisted steps. These are merciless, and it looks like they are claiming their first victim. We'll see you later, Kayla.
And here is a fan favorite from last season returning. It is T'Challa, the Black Panther, who is flying over the twisted steps with his cat-like style. The beam crawl is next, and he is taking it head first, which seems to be a smart move for him as he has blown through that obstacle. The salmon ladder is next. Let's take a look back at Season 3. Black Panther made it to round 2 of the finals, but the salmon ladder tripped him up halfway through and claimed his chance of making it to the end. Let's see how he does in Season 4. He is the first competitor to make it through the Ferris wheel, and it looks like the warp wall is going to be no problem as he clambers right up it. And he has rung the buzzer to become our first competitor to finish. Great job. And right behind Black Panther is Shaggy, who also has made it through the Ferris wheels. Boy, he launched right through it. And he is running up the warped wall. Shaggy has been with us all 4 seasons, and this is his first time finishing. Great job. Looks like emotions are running high up there.
Shaggy, after 4 years, you made it. Congrats!
Zoinks! It's scary and awesome to finally advance. And speaking of emotions running high, the hot-headed brother of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Raphael, is coming up on the salmon ladder. He has the perilous Ferris wheel next, and it looks like it's claimed another victim. Sorry, Raph, he looks pretty upset. We had several competitors struggle all across the course after Raphael. Harry Potter of Hogwarts made it to the second wall lift, but he struggled to get that extra heavy wall off the ground and called it quits. Luke Cage, the Power Man, made it through the wall lifts no problem, but he lost his footing on the twisted steps as they proved a little too difficult to cross. Next, we had Cora from Tron. She made it to the beam crawl, but ran out of stamina halfway through and fell into the water. And then Aaron Gilbert, a Ghostbuster from New York, made it to the Ferris wheel, but the first one was too much for her to handle. Now back towards the beginning of the course, we have Marty McFly on the twisted steps. They're a bit of a challenge, but he leapt to safety there, and he made it. Let's look back at Season 3. He rode up to the start in style on his hoverboard, but the twisted steps beat him, so it's great to see him overcome that personal challenge. The Ferris wheels are next for Marty, and he has made it through. Only the warped wall stands between him and the finals. And he is up. Great job, Marty. It's great to see you finally make it to the Lost Legos finals. Starfire of the Teen Titans is next. She is through the twisted steps. The beam crawl is next. All of these obstacles have been very difficult for all of our competitors tonight, and Starfire is a victim of the beam crawl. She looks distraught down there. 3 Disney stars were next. We had Mickey Mouse show up in his Steamboat Willie outfit, but that top hat made him too top-heavy on the twisted steps, and he fell into the water. Hercules, a hero from Greece, came next. The strength challenges were no problem for Hercules. He flew up the salmon ladder, but the Ferris wheel required more than just strength, and he slipped and fell into the water as well. But Aladdin of Agrabah did what they could not do, and he made it up the warped wall and is our 4th finalist that will advance. Great job, Aladdin. Back towards the start, we have Homer Simpson of Springfield at the wall lifts. And oh my goodness, he has gotten stuck under the second wall lift. Our clone trooper is helping him out. That required extra outside help, so I'm sorry, Homer, you are disqualified. Owen Grady of Jurassic World is at the start. He has to make it through these shrinking steps. So far, everyone has had no problem, but he tripped, and he wasn't able to grab the chain. We'll see you, Owen. It's been a wild night already, and we still have several competitors to go. Star Wars heroes and villains were next. Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, made it through the beam crawl, but unfortunately, the salmon ladder got the better of him, and he fell into the water. Mandalorians do not like defeat. General Grievous was next, and he beat the beam crawl, which he fell on last season, but unfortunately the Ferris wheels, he did not make a good connection, and he was disqualified.
Grievous, you came so close. What happened?
It's difficult with this heavy robotic body.
Now here's someone who needs no introduction. It is Ray of the planet Jakku. Ray has been with us all 3 seasons so far, and she has made it to the final stage of the Lost Legos Finals 2 of those 3 years. Will this be the year she finally claims the title of champion? I'm not sure, but let's go to the course and see how she's doing. She's through the Ferris wheels more gracefully than anyone's been, and the warped wall is no challenge for a veteran like Ray. Great job, Ray. She's our 5th finalist, and may the force be with you this year. Chuck of Angry Bird Island is at the Twisted Steps. It's hard being this short and making it over the Twisted Steps, that's for sure. And the 4th step twisted and threw him into the water. Next we have Sweet Mayhem of the Sistar system. She is at the wall lifts. The first one didn't seem too difficult, but the second one is very heavy, and it has claimed another victim. We'll see you later, Sweet Mayhem. And Team Pratt is cheering on their 3rd member of the Pratt group. It is Star-Lord of the Guardians of the Galaxy at the Salmon Ladder. He's looking very smooth. Oh no, he has slipped, and he is disqualified. Team Pratt looks very upset by this loss. It's the first year none of them have advanced. And here is the Clown Prince of Crime, the Joker. He is through the Twisted Steps. His fellow DC villains are cheering him on as he makes his way through the beam crawl, and he is fallen. But that seems okay because he has a smile on his face. How nice. Our final competitor of the evening is Deadpool. He is from Canada, and he is just twirling those swords around. Deadpool has been with us all 4 years, and it shows as he confidently makes his way through the first few obstacles. The wall lifts, not a challenge for Deadpool. He makes his way over the Twisted Steps. He looks very steady and balanced. Let's take a look back at some of the entrances Deadpool's made over the years. In Season 1, he revved up his bike on the stage as he took a bow. Season 2, he pulled right up to the stage with that bike. And then in Season 3, he drove that motorcycle right into the water. I wonder where the bike was this year. Maybe he lost it in the Disney Fox business acquisition. He is making his way to the final obstacle, and no problem at all for Deadpool. He is our 6th and final competitor who will advance to the finals. Good work. Well, that was a crazy night, and hopefully it was worth the wait. Here are our 6 winners. All 6 of them will advance to the finals, and we will not keep you waiting as long for the next round of qualifiers, so stay tuned, and be sure to share this with your friends if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everyone. We're ready for our 3rd round of qualifiers here in New Brick City. An excited crowd is gathered to see LEGO Ninja Warrior in this city for the first time.
We are thrilled and grateful to be in New Brick City, especially after they hosted the field game event last year. It's really exciting to be back. Let's see what's on the course tonight.
On today's course, the competitors will start with the shrinking steps. The second obstacle is the return of the monkey bars from the New Brick City Field Games event. Next, the competitors will have to make their way across the unstable steps. The cliffhanger is a new challenge and the 4th obstacle to overcome. The salmon ladder is the 5th obstacle, followed by another new obstacle, the log leap, which will require endurance and timing. The final obstacle is the warped wall. The 6 best competitors will advance to the finals, so good luck, everyone.
Up first, we have Ross Geller, a paleontologist from New York City. He's looking spry on the course so far, especially for someone who's doing a lot of research or teaching in class. And he's at the monkey bars. Ross has fallen at the monkey bars. Too bad to see him out.
You guys, Rachel, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Next, we have Tracer, a former Overwatch agent and our first member of the Overwatch team to participate, and she made it over the cliffhanger without any problem. The salmon ladder is next, and she is flying through without a sweat. But it looks like she couldn't hang on to this new obstacle, and Tracer is out. We'll see you later. Here is a fan favorite from Season 1, reappearing after all these years. It is Zane, the Ninja of Ice. Looking back at Season 1, he went to the Los Legos Finals, and he nearly completed the course, but he ran out of time at the very end and was disqualified. We were sorry to see him go, but we are excited to see Zane back in action. And he is up the warped wall and is the first competitor of New Brick City to finish. Great job, Zane. Next is a young lady from Kansas, Dorothy, who has brought her friends from the land of Oz to cheer her on as she gets through the monkey bars. The unstable steps are in front of her. This is a tough obstacle, and it looks like she was not able to make it across those unstable steps. We'll see you, Dorothy. A group of villains took on the course next. We had Rex Dangervest, an archaeologist from Bricksburg who was defeated by the Cliffhanger. Following him, we had Mojo Jojo, supervillain to Townsville and the Powerpuff Girls. This mutant monkey was ironically defeated by the Monkey Bars. And then the Shredder, the leader of the Foot Clan, who came all the way from Japan, was unable to keep his footing on the unstable steps. Following the villains, we had Shakespeare, the ancient playwright from England, taking on the Cliffhanger. He brushed past that, and next we have the Salmon Ladder. Oh no, looks like Shakespeare's losing his grip, and Shakespeare has fallen into the water. We're sorry to see you go. A handful of our lady ninjas took on the course next. Mulan, a warrior from China, was bested by the Cliffhanger and fell into the water. Mae Jemison followed her. She's one of the first lady astronauts in space, but the Salmon Ladder tripped her up and she was disqualified. But then Parker Jackson, a ghost hunter from Newberry, made it past the log leap and was able to get up the warped wall and become our second qualifier to advance to the next round. Great job. Next, we have another returning face from Season 1. It is Aquaman of Atlantis. He is at the Cliffhanger and making his way over. Let's take a look back at Season 1. He was in the Blockville qualifiers and made it up the Salmon Ladder, but the anchor swing was his downfall. Let's go back to where we are now. He looks a little different this year. He's brunette and not blonde, and a little more muscular. But the log leap, a very difficult obstacle tonight. Here is an unusual kind of competitor. It is a gingerbread man from the North Pole. His wife and child are cheering him on from the side. Let's see what the gingerbread people can do on this kind of course. Oh, he has fallen at the first obstacle. That's too bad. Next, at the beginning of the course, we have Aang, the avatar from the Southern Air Temple. Last year, he was a wild card shoo-in at the end, and he made it to Stage 2 of the Lost Lego Finals. But unfortunately for Aang, he was unable to get through the slab lifts, and he was disqualified. But let's see how he does this year. He is at the Cliffhanger, and earth bending is one of his fortes, so it's no surprise he got past the Cliffhanger. His friends are cheering him on from the side. Go Team Avatar. And Aang is getting through the log leap, and he just gracefully leapt across there like a leaf in the wind. Great job. He is moving up the warped wall, and Aang will be our third qualifier to finish. We will see him in Los Legos again. Awesome. Our next few competitors tried valiantly, but ultimately failed on the course tonight. Steve Nash, a former NBA player, fell on the Salmon Ladder. Next, Lady Liberty, a statue from New York City, was making her way across the Cliffhanger, but did not transition onto the platform at the end and ended up into the water. We're sorry to see her out. And then we had Fred Flintstone from Bedrock get across the chain swing. His family and friends are cheering him on from the side. The monkey bars were too tough for him to handle, and he was also out. A super is at the Salmon Ladder. It is Frozone from Metroville. He has looked very smooth tonight. He is through the log leap, almost fell off, but made it over that difficult obstacle. He has the warp wall left, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem for Frozone. He is advancing to Los Legos. We are excited to see him, as he is our fourth qualifier to finish the course tonight.
Frozone, what is your secret?
My secret is my super suit.
Back at the starting line, we have Will Turner, a former blacksmith, now pirate. His family's cheering him on from the sideline. Let's see how Mr. Turner does. He is making his way through the steps. Oh, but his footing got lost, and he is out of this competition. Our next competitor is Jack Skellington from Halloween Town. Can't imagine there's a lot of muscle under that shirt, but we'll see how he does. Oh, and it looks like the monkey bars were too much of a strain, but he's still smiling. Good for you, Jack. And halfway through the course, we have Eris, an eagle warrior from Chima. She has the Cliffhanger in front of her. As she's making her way across, she's slowing down, and unfortunately she has slipped. That has been a difficult obstacle tonight. Next, we have a criminal from outer space. It is Frenzy. He has a unique tall body type, and he has fallen at the unstable steps. Well, let's take a look at that again. That is a good shot we have, as he was stretched out and unable to keep his grip, even with that long torso. And then we had Ellie Sattler, a paleobotanist from Montana. Wow, we've had a lot of Jurassic kind of characters here tonight. And she is at the warped wall. She is working her way up. And yes, Ellie will be advancing to the next round. Great job. Our other wild card competitor from Season 3, Abraham Lincoln, is with us tonight. Here is how he performed in the Lost Legos Finals last year. He got halfway through the course, but was disqualified. He is halfway through the course here in New Brick City, and he is going up the salmon ladder. President Lincoln's looking good so far. He is halfway through the log leap. Here's the tough part. The transition did not go well for him. We are sorry about that.
President Lincoln, how long did you train for?
77 years.
We are down to our 25th and final competitor to take on the New Brick City qualifiers. It is Jango Fett, the bounty hunter. He is the father of Boba Fett, who we have seen compete a few times in the past. Boba's even made it to the Lost Legos Finals. Does his old man have what it takes to get to that stage as well? Well, we're about to find out. He is at the unstable steps. All of these obstacles tonight have been very difficult for our competitors, but Jango is making short work of everything he comes across. The cliffhanger is now behind him, and he is more than halfway through. His bounty hunter friends and son Boba are looking on from the sidelines. He's halfway through the log leap and through. All that's left is the warped wall. Jango is making his way up. He is over, and he is our 6th and final competitor to make it through. Great work, Jango. Well, that was an exciting night filled with new competitors and new obstacles. Here are our 6 winners who will be advancing to the Lost Legos Finals. Great job to all those that competed and to those who advance. And here is a sneak peek of the Buildington qualifiers. And also, here is a shout out to my mom, who contributed to our Patreon. There she is on the right. We were excited to have her as part of the audience. Thank you everyone for watching. We are excited to continue the series, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more.
We are in Buildington for a special round of qualifiers. Why is it special? Well, this round is for senior citizens only. We'll see what this group's age and experience brings to our LEGO Ninja Warrior competition.
Thank you for that intro. Welcome, everyone. We are excited for this 4th episode in Season 4. The audience has taken their seats, and let's see what the course has in store tonight.
Tonight, our senior ninjas will start with the usual Season 4 shrinking steps. Then, they'll swing across to the returning ceiling fan leap from Season 3. The third obstacle is the Domino Step Challenge, which has made several past appearances. A reworked obstacle is next, the Reverse Floating Steps. Then they'll face the regular-sized salmon ladder, followed by the barrel slide, which will test our seniors' grip and strength. The final obstacle is the warped wall. Each ninja to complete the course will advance to the finals. Good luck, everyone!
First up tonight, we have Magneto, the mutant leader of the Brotherhood of Mutants. He is going across the shrinking steps. The first obstacle is behind him. The ceiling fan leap is next, and he is across. The domino steps have been a challenge for many competitors in the past. Magneto is making his way up, and the 4th to 5th step beat him. Sorry. Much like Magneto and many of our other competitors, Reinhardt is a first-timer on the Ninja Warrior course. He is up the domino steps, he has the reverse floating steps in front of him, and he made it look like it was a breeze. The salmon ladder is up, he's the first to attempt it tonight, and he has slipped off. Reinhardt is down, and he has taken off his helmet. Grandpa Abe Simpson was next. We had the chance to interview him about how he trained for the course just a few moments ago. I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time, and in those days nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 bees for a quarter, you'd say. Now where were we? Oh yeah, the important thing was... Yikes, wow, that was a boring story. But Abe Simpson is the first to finish the course. Way to go, Grandpa Simpson. Looking back at last year, Beetlejuice failed on the chain slide, but this year he is toward the end of the course. He's going down the barrel slide, and he has made it. He only has the warped wall in front of him, and the Vulture and Batman, his 2 buddies, are looking on as he scales the warped wall. Looks like he's going to make it. And yes, Beetlejuice is our second competitor to be advancing. Way to go. Right behind Beetlejuice is the Wicked Witch of the West. She is transitioning to the barrel slide, and oh no, she has fallen in the water, and yikes, she melted. Change the camera angle. That was unsightly, folks. Sorry you had to see that. Our first casualty on the course. Next up is Master Wu. He made it to the Lost Legos finals last year, and he is halfway through the course tonight. He has the reverse floating steps in front of him. He's halfway through. Oh, he lost his footing, and down he went. Two additional legendary masters followed Master Wu. First was Master Splinter from New York. He made it mostly up the salmon ladder, but was unable to keep his grip and fell into the water. Following him was Master Yoda of the Jedi Council. He made it to the barrel slide, but lost his grip halfway down and went right into the water.
Master Yoda, how are you feeling?
Failed, I have. Into exile, I must go.
Wow, that was a bit dramatic.
Another master of mystical powers followed. It was the Ancient One from the Marvel Universe. She is at the Warped Wall. She was unable to win last year, but she has become our third competitor to finish tonight. Great job, Ancient One. We'll see you at the finals. Back at the start of the course is Doctor Who, about to take on the ceiling fan leap. Last year, Doctor Who made it through most of the Billington qualifiers and made it to the finals, but he lost his footing on the first obstacle and was out. Let's see how he does this year. He is about halfway through the course. He has the reverse floating steps in front of him. He's down one, onto two, but he has slipped into the water. Sorry, Doctor Who. I guess not this year. Representing the often forgotten adventurers theme is Dr. Kilroy at the shrinking steps. This is a tough obstacle, tougher than it looks, and it tripped up Dr. Kilroy. We're sorry to see you go. Too bad. Our second competitor to represent the women of NASA this season is Nancy Roman. She's making her way across the shrinking steps. Her fellow female astronauts are watching on from the sideline. The ceiling fan leap is before her, and she has lost momentum, and she's out. We are a bit more than halfway through our competitors as Gandalf the Grey finishes the ceiling fan leap and begins his ascent up the domino steps. He's almost through. Oh, he's slipped. He's just gripping on. Will he be able to pull himself up? He's trying to say something to his fellowship friends.
Fly, you fools!
And Gandalf, he's fallen into the water. Just a bit ahead of Gandalf was Santa Claus. He is at the salmon ladder. Last year, Santa Claus did really well in the first part of the finals. He made it more than halfway through the course, but he wasn't able to keep his grip and he fell. And looks like the barrel slide has claimed Santa's victory this year. Sorry to see you go. Up next is a master builder who happens to also be blind. It is Vitruvius of the Lego Movie. He is at the Warped Wall and he is beginning its climb. It looks like we have our fourth competitor to advance to the finals. Great job, Vitruvius. At the shrinking steps is Indiana Jones's father, Henry Jones Sr. of Scotland. He has the ceiling fan leap in front of him. He makes the leap, but he's in the water. Great attempt, though. Commissioner Gordon of Gotham is next. He's waving to his daughter Batgirl at the starting line. He begins the shrinking steps, and it looks like he's clotheslined himself on the last step, and he's out. But his friends and family are there to give him a warm welcome. Kaiken of the Exoforce is the next to take on the course. He is past the ceiling fan leap. The domino steps are in front of him as his team watches from the sideline, and he tripped on the third step, and he's disqualified. Next is Doc Brown. This is not his first time at the Lego Ninja Warrior. He has the reverse steps in front of him, and he has slipped off the first one and had bad footing. Sorry, Doc. We've had some great showings by our senior citizens tonight, but we are down to our final competitor. It is Albus Dumbledore, the headmaster of Hogwarts. He begins his run across the shrinking steps. He has a huge crowd from Hogwarts here to cheer him on, friends old and young. He is up the domino steps. He's making some great time as he makes his way through the course. The reverse floating steps look like they gave him a hard time, but he is through. The audience is loving watching this performance. He is at the Warped Wall now, and he's making his ascent. He is up, and he will be advancing to the finals. Great job, Dumbledore. That was quite a run. And that concludes the Buildington qualifiers. Thanks everyone for joining us. Here are our 5 winners who will be advancing to the Lost Legos finals. We appreciate everyone tuning in and staying fans. Please keep on watching as we have 2 more rounds of qualifiers and then the finals. Take care.
Welcome everyone to this season's 5th round of qualifiers here in Mock City. Everyone's excited to get this round started.
It is very exciting to be back in beautiful Mock City, and we have a great group of competitors that are eager to get started. Let's see what's on the course tonight.
Our competitors will begin this round with the Season 4 Shrinking Steps. Next, the return of the box slide from Season 3 must be crossed. A new obstacle is next, the Expanding Jumps. They'll put our ninjas' agility to the test. Another new obstacle, the Devil Steps, will be a test of upper body strength. The classic salmon ladder will follow as the 5th obstacle. The bar slide returns from Season 2 with some difficult changes to try our competitors. The final obstacle is the warped wall. Our ninjas must scale the wall and ring the buzzer to advance to the finals. Best of luck!
First up, we have Harley Quinn, a longtime competitor on this series, and she is debuting a new look and looking fly. Let's take a look back. Harley has been with us since Season 1, where she debuted on the Bricktown qualifiers. She's been to the finals twice, but last year she struggled. Let's see how she does with this new obstacle, the Expanding Jumps. She is off to a good start, but looks like that second to last jump was too far for her. That's okay, her lady friends from DC are there to comfort her. First-timer Gru from the Despicable Me series is past the Devil Steps and approaching the Salmon Ladder. As a newcomer, these are all new obstacles to him, and looks like he slipped off the bar and is disqualified. But the minions look happy that he was here. Thor is at the revamped bar slide. He really impressed us last year with his strength, but this leap here is very dangerous for our competitors. And Thor didn't make the jump. He looks like he's one angry god of thunder down there. Right behind Thor is Lance from the Nexo Knight series. He has been with us a few years, but this looks like it might be his year as he approaches the final obstacle, the warped wall, and he is up, our first competitor to complete the course tonight. Great job! Raj, an astrophysicist from Pasadena and of Big Bang Theory fame, is about halfway through the course and is making his way across the Devil Steps. Last year, he was with us in the Mock City qualifiers, and he stumbled about halfway through and has never been to the finals. Will this be Raj's year? A good group of his friends and scientists are here cheering him on as he finishes the bar slide. Only the warped wall is between Raj and making it to the finals in Los Legos. He begins his ascent, and he's up, our second qualifier to make it through the course. Great job, Raj.
Congrats, Raj. Now, I hear you have a hard time speaking with women. I guess the rumor was true.
Finn from the land of Oo is at the start of the course. He has the box slide in front of him. He begins to slide across, and it looks like he's derailed and unable to get himself back on. Sorry, Finn. Looks like you're out. Hope Van Dyne, a.k.a. the Wasp, is at the Expanding Jumps. She is working her way down it, but she slipped over one, tripped right into the water, and she's out. Johnny Thunder, an adventurer from Australia, is more than halfway through the course. The salmon ladder is before him. He begins climbing up, and he has slipped, must have lost his grip, and he is disqualified. And here's a competitor from Season 2, Chirrut. He has the box slide, which he has never faced before, and looks like he's running out of steam. He's losing his grip, and he's in the water. Sorry, Chirrut. Longtime competitor Groundskeeper Willie, a fan favorite, is making his way at the start of the course. He is a veteran at obstacles like the box slide, and so far, the obstacles are not providing a challenge to Willie. Let's take a look back at his LEGO Ninja Warrior history. In Season 2, he made it to the finals and was able to climb Mount Lego, but did not finish with a fast enough time. Last year, he also made it to the finals. Let's see if he has it in him to make it through the course tonight. He's more than halfway as he begins his climb up the salmon ladder. He has several friends from Springfield cheering him on as he goes. Let's see if Willie can make it to the end. He has the warped wall in front of him. He's done this several times, so we expect him to make it right up, and he has. Willie is our third competitor to advance to the finals. Way to go, Willie. Katara, a waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe, made it to the Devil Steps, but fell into the water. Fortunately, Team Avatar was there to cheer her on. Next, a newcomer, SpongeBob SquarePants, who has helped train other competitors like Patrick, made it to the Expanding Jumps, but his short legs were too short to make it across those long leaps, and he was disqualified. Another newcomer, Azari, made it to the Devil Steps, but lost her grip halfway through and fell, and was disqualified. We are about halfway through our competitors, and we have a real-life ninja with us next. It is Kai, the Ninja of Fire. Last year, he made it through the qualifiers here in Mock City and went to the finals, but the challenges there were too much for him. Will he be able to make it through the qualifying round tonight? He has the salmon ladder next. This is no problem for a veteran like him. He has the new bar slide, though, and this has been tough. It looks like he's unable to get over that, and he has fallen. Krager of Chima is next, and this has been a tough obstacle tonight. Will he be another victim of the expanding jumps? And he almost made it, but was unable to get past that last jump. Sorry, Krager. Agent Jack Fury is next. He has the box slide in front of him, and he begins the slide across. Looks like he's taken an early leap, and he looks good. Whoop. Let's take another look at that from another angle. He did not land on the platform correctly and fell backwards. We have seen a few competitors come from the Toy Story series, including Woody and Buzz Lightyear, but this is Bo Peep's first appearance. And so far, shrinking steps and the box slide don't seem to be a challenge for her. We hear that she's been training with those other competitors and getting ready to take on the challenge tonight. Let's see how far Bo Peep can go. She has the devil steps behind her and the salmon ladder next. She begins climbing up the salmon ladder. She's still looking good. And we are really excited to see this newcomer do so well tonight. She has the warped wall next, and it looks like she's going to be going on to the finals. Way to go, Bo Peep. She looks a little tired there, but who could blame her? It was a tough course. While Bo Peep was our first lady ninja of the night to complete the course, the next few ladies struggled. Shell was unable to complete the bar slide, and then Tariel of Mirkwood was looking solid on the salmon ladder until she got off balance and fell into the water. And then Elsa, a newcomer from Arendelle, made it to the box slide, but fell off the track and went into the water. Our final lady ninja of the Mock City qualifiers was Wonder Woman, and she made it through the course like a breeze. She will be representing Mock City, and we are excited to see her in the finals. Musical legend John Lennon is next. He is making his way over those shrinking steps, and he did not land on the platform after the chain swing. We're sorry to see you go, John. Speed Racer is hoping that this is his year. He is past the expanding jumps, and the other new obstacle, the Devil Step, is in front of him. And he lost his grip and fell off, and he is out of here. Stripe from the movie Gremlins is at the expanding jumps. This has been tough for everyone tonight, and he tripped and has fallen off the side, meaning he is disqualified. He looks pretty upset about it. Our final competitor of the Mock City qualifiers is Savage Opress from the planet Dathomir. He is a relative of Darth Maul, and for those that may remember, Maul has been with us every year, and he must be training him hard because Savage is showing no signs of sweat as he makes his way through the course. And there's Maul and Asajj Ventress watching Savage as he makes his way up the Devil Steps, and he has leapt right past the second half of the Devil Steps and takes on the Salmon Ladder next. He's showing no signs of stopping as the audience cheers on this final energetic run. He has the bar slide next. This has cost a lot of competitors the night, but he is over. Only the warp wall remains between Savage and the finals, and we're guessing he's going to make his way right up, and he has. Savage will be representing his home world this year, as Darth Maul did not make it to the qualifiers, but we're excited for Savage.
Savage, great job! Anyone you want to thank?
My brother for training me.
Awesome. We'll see you in Los Legos.
Well, that was an exciting round of qualifiers. Thank you to all of our ninjas who competed, and our 6 finalists will be advancing to the Los Legos final shortly. And we only have one round of qualifiers left. It is in Blockville, and we'll be enjoying that episode soon. So please stay tuned and keep cheering on your favorite ninjas as they get ready to take on the Los Legos finals.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to the final round of qualifiers for Season 4 here in Blockville. We're excited for this challenging course.
We're really excited for this 6th round of qualifiers. Let's see what's in store for the competitors tonight.
On this final round of qualifiers, we'll see the shrinking steps, followed by the return of the bar swing, an upper body challenge, and then a new obstacle, the spinning platform. The 4th obstacle will be the ring slide. Watch out for the jump on this one. The salmon ladder will follow, continuing to test the competitor's strength. The return of the hanging shells from Season 1 is the 6th obstacle, and to finish out the course, the competitors must scale the warped wall and ring the buzzer. Good luck, everyone!
First up, we have Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. She is a member of the Avengers, and she is also a former LEGO Ninja Warrior champion. We are excited for her to start the event. She is taking on the new obstacle, the spinning platform, and she's through it quite gracefully. Let's take a look back at the Season 2 footage. Here she is climbing Mount Lego, which she did faster than any of the other finalists, and she became the champion that year. What a year that was. We're rooting for her to do something great this year. Let's go back to where she is on the return of the hanging shelves. It's a tough obstacle, and this is a difficult transition. And she slipped off. She's out. We're sorry to see her go. Now here's someone everyone is very excited to see. It is the return of Lizard Man. He debuted in Season 1 on the Blockville qualifiers and went to the finals that year. He is at the hanging shelf right now, and he has successfully navigated that last transition. He is approaching the warped wall and looks determined to make it to the finals. He is up, and he is our first competitor to finish. Great job, Lizard Man. We're excited to see you back. We only know him as Daredevil 3, Extreme team member. He is at the salmon ladder, and he's almost up. It looks like he's slowing down. Oh, and he must have just lost his momentum there. Sorry to see you go. Next up, we have Princess Tamina. This is her first time as well. She is from the Prince of Persia series, and the ring slide seemed too difficult for her to make that jump. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is past the bar swing. He has the spinning platform next, and he didn't get a good grip, slipped, and he is out. Next up, we have Thanos, the Mad Titan. He's past the spinning platform, and he has the bar slide next. This is a tough one with a tough jump. Let's see if he can make it. And no! Thanos is defeated. Newcomer Elastigirl is approaching the hanging shelves. We've seen her husband a few times in past years, but this is her first time taking on the course, and she's looking great as she does it. And there's Mr. Incredible and some friends and foes watching as she scales the warped wall, and she is our second ninja to complete the course tonight. Oh boy, we saw the Flash in Season 2, and he ran too quick last time. Let's see if he's learned from that mistake. And no, he's off the course. He was going too quickly. Is he hurt? Oh good, he's going to be okay, folks. Way to go, Flash. Next time, slow down a little bit. One of the older competitors to take on the course, Indiana Jones, is at the bar swing. Oh, he looks like he's losing his grip, and he can't make the grab to the next bar. And he's down. Next, we have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He is at the shrinking steps, and he's down on the second step. To be fair, he is made of marshmallow, so he probably didn't stand a chance. The Ninja Turtles are no strangers to the Ninja Warrior courses, and Leonardo is returning to take on Blockville qualifiers. We first saw Leonardo in Season 1. He made it to the finals and made it through most of the course that night, but it was the double salmon ladder that was his downfall. He couldn't make the transition, slipped into the water. Let's see how he's going to do tonight. He's at the warped wall. He takes a look up as he makes the climb, and in one go, he's up cleanly. He is our third competitor to be advancing. Great job, Leo. Newcomer 11 from Hawkins is at the bar swings. Her friends from Stranger Things watch on, but she wasn't able to finish this obstacle. Sorry to see you go, 11. The hanging shelves were a very difficult obstacle for some of our returning veterans. Ethan Hunt was unable to make the grab. He tried, but lost his grip. And then Nia, the Ninja of Water, who we've seen many times, also struggled on the hanging shelves and was unable to finish the course. We were sorry to see them both out. Right after them, we had another returning veteran, Steve of Minecraft. He has been around a while and did not make it to the finals in Season 3, but he is taking on the hanging shelves, and he made the transition. He looked like he almost lost it, but he has finished that, and he has the warped wall in front of him. He prepares to ascend, and he begins to climb, and he is up. He is our fourth competitor to advance. Great job, Steve. Another returning competitor from Season 1 is Tonto. He has made it halfway through the course. The bar slide is in front of him, and he must have just lost his grip. Next, we have Azog the Defiler, who only has one arm and his hook arm, but he's done well so far. Uh-oh, looks like his hook got stuck on the hanging shelf, but he still got it. Sorry about that. 3 new faces took on the course next. Rapunzel, a princess, was unable to finish the spinning platform. Next, we saw Doc, a power miner. He fell on the chain on the shrinking steps, and his team was very upset about that. But then Hayato from Exoforce made it up the warped wall, and he is our 5th competitor to be advancing. Chase McCain, an officer of Lego City, is halfway through the course. He's finished the bar slide. He has the salmon ladder next. This has been a tough course tonight, as a lot of competitors seem to be running out of steam at this point, and he is another victim of these upper body challenges. Tina Goldstein, an oarer from New York, is at the bar slide, and she made it through the jump, but it took too much of her strength, and she fell off. Rodney Rathbone, a monster fighter, is at the spinning platform, and whoa, that mechanical leg just shot him right over the target. And Docs, a geologist, is at the bar swing. He's beginning to make his way through, and on that third beam he slipped and fell into the water. He's out. Our final competitor of the Blockville qualifiers and of Season 4 is Wildstyle. She is a familiar face, as she's been around since Season 1. Her friends and teammates cheer her on from the side. She has a new obstacle in front of her, and she has flown right over it. She has the bar slide next. She's seen this one as well previously, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem for Wildstyle. Let's take a look back at her previous runs. All 3 seasons, she has scaled the warped wall with grace and ease, and at this point, we're expecting her to do it again. She has a lot of friends that are cheering her on every year, and so she has a lot counting on this. Will this be her year to make it to Mount Lego? She is past the hanging shelves. The warp wall is all that's next, and she is making her way up it. No problem for Wildstyle. She is our 6th competitor to advance. We're excited to see her in the finals. Wow, what a way to end this season's qualifiers. We've had 6 qualifiers this year, and all of them have been exciting. Now we have to look forward to the Los Legos finals and the new Los Legos Stadium. So please stay tuned for these 6 competitors and the other competitors who have all advanced to the finals. Thank you for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to the Los Legos finals of Lego Ninja Warrior Season 4. We're here in the new Los Legos Stadium for this gathering of our finalists as they compete to become the Season 4 champion. Let's go to our hosts before we get Stage 1 started.
We are very excited to be in this new stadium, and the stands are filled with our fans. We know it's been a while, but we are ready to complete Season 4. This has been our biggest and most ambitious season yet, so we appreciate the patience from our fans. There are 35 finalists from our 6 qualifier rounds. Some of them are filing into the stadium now. We also have 9 wildcard competitors joining us. These are minifigures that came out after we started the qualifiers. DJ Llama, Tigger, Ebenezer Scrooge, Amelia Earhart, a Roman Gladiator, Lola Bunny, Din Djarin the Mandalorian, Cookie Monster, and Monkey Kid. Please welcome our new competitors.
Tonight's course includes the spinning platform from the Blockville qualifiers, the cliffhanger from New Brick City, the twisting steps from Bricktown, the glass wedge from Legoopolis, and finally, the extreme salmon ladder. Those that hit the buzzer will advance to Stage 2.
Our first competitor is Sonic the Hedgehog from Legoopolis. Remember, he was our Season 3 champion, and we expect big things from him, but keep in mind, a lot of these obstacles are from our prior courses, and none of these competitors have seen all of these obstacles at any given time, so there could be a slip-up at any moment. But Sonic's looking good so far. He has the extreme salmon ladder left. It's a tall climb, but it looks like he's going to make it. He just has to swing across to the final platform, and Sonic will be advancing to Stage 2. Rey Skywalker is another long-time, serious competitor here, and she is finishing Stage 1 without breaking a sweat. Great job, Rey. The next 2 lady competitors struggled. Ellie Sattler took on the twisting steps, but she slipped off. It's a tough one. And then next, our first wildcard competitor, Amelia Earhart, took on the cliffhanger, but lost steam halfway through and fell into the water. Sorry to see you go. Marty McFly is through the glass wedge. This is his first time in the finals, despite being a longtime competitor. And he's beginning the salmon ladder. Ooh, he lost his grip, fell into the water, and he's out of here. Wildstyle is another seasoned competitor, and she is at the top of the salmon ladder, and she's rung the buzzer and will advance. Nice work. Din Djarin from the very popular Mandalorian series is our second wildcard competitor, and he's finishing the glass wedge. He's looking very strong down there. We know he's a very in-shape bounty hunter, and he's moving his way up the extreme salmon ladder. And yes, it looks like our first wildcard competitor is finished. And right behind him is another Mandalorian, Jango Fett, who also has finished the course. Nice. Hayato of the Exoforce is halfway through the course. He is on the glass wedge. This is a tough obstacle, and he lost his grip. He is disqualified. Monkey Kid is our third competitor from the wildcard group. He is going right up the extreme salmon ladder. He must be an extreme competitor because he didn't skip a beat out there. And right behind Monkey Kid is Aladdin. Looked like he almost fell off on the final platform, but he will be advancing to stage 2 as well. Excellent work. Tigger from the Winnie the Pooh series is our fourth wildcard competitor. He is at the twisting steps. His friends from the 100 Acre Woods are watching on. He has the glass wedge in front of him, and that bar slipped right between the wedges. Our first senior citizen competitor from Buildington is the Ancient One, but the salmon ladder proved too difficult. Diva from Overwatch was right behind her. She's representing Legoopolis, and she will be advancing to stage 2. Avatar Aang is at the starting line. He was a wildcard competitor last year and did quite well in the finals, and he has made it to the finals this year as a regular competitor. His friends are watching from the stands. Everyone is cheering him on as he is a young, energetic competitor. He has the glass wedge finished, it looks like. Yes, he's through. The salmon ladder is all that's between him and finishing this stage 1, and we think, yep, he has done it. Great job, Avatar Aang. Next, we have Shaggy from Bricktown. He is a long-time competitor, but this is his first time making it to the finals. He is at the glass wedge. It's really exciting to see some of these competitors make it to the finals after years of competing so hard. And it looks like Shaggy's showing off even more of his power than we've seen before as he finishes the course, and he will be moving on. Excellent work, Shaggy. Next, we have Lizard Man, a Blockville finalist. He is here at the finals for his first time as well, and he will also be advancing. This is really exciting stuff. Elastigirl is at the glass wedge, and she's through it. That has been a difficult obstacle today. The salmon ladder's in front of her. She's slowing down, and she's into the water. Sorry to see you go, Elastigirl. Lance from the Mock City competition is with us now at the cliffhanger. He makes the jump. Oh, he almost slipped back into the water, but he's moving forward to the treacherous twisting steps, and they prove too treacherous for him. He is disqualified. We have Abraham Simpson, known as Grandpa Simpson. He's one of our senior citizens taking on the cliffhanger, and the cliffhanger was too difficult. Ran out of steam. After those defeats, we had two competitors, longtime competitors, go all the way to the end. We had Lloyd Garmadon finish the course, and then Deadpool, who always makes a joke of everything as he strikes a pose there, also finished the course in advance. Next, we have Bo Peep from the New Brick City qualifiers. This is her first time in the competition. She showed a lot of grit on her first run, but today she seems to be going a little bit slower than she has. Oh, I'm afraid she is disqualified. Next is a Roman Gladiator, one of our wildcard competitors. That helmet looks very heavy as he tries to jazz up the audience. Oh, the helmet threw him right over the edge. He looks pretty upset about his apparel choice. Steve of Minecraft, one of our Blockville competitors, is a longtime favorite and is no stranger to a lot of these obstacles. He moves on to the salmon ladder. The audience is cheering him on, and this is an exciting run as he finishes as well. Great job, Steve. Raj from Mock City and of Big Bang Theory fame has made a lot of improvements as he's competed this season, but this is a tough obstacle, and it looks like it's claimed another victim. Sorry to see you go, Raj. Way to be here. Shuri, the younger sister of King T'Challa, is standing in for her brother, who, as we look back earlier this season, was a finalist. He's been a great competitor as we've seen him compete a few times. Unfortunately, King T'Challa passed away between the qualifiers and the finals, and so we're excited to see his sister here as she is finishing the course and will be advancing. Great job and way to represent your brother. We're sorry he couldn't be here. Savage Opress of Mach City is here for his first time in the finals and in the competition. He begins the glass wedge, another very difficult obstacle, and he is slipped off. Unfortunately, this is the same obstacle that his brother Darth Maul fell on, and they were training together. You'd think they would have been more prepared for this obstacle. And there's Darth Maul in the stands. He looks very upset about this. Perhaps his path down the dark side just became darker. Competing right after Savage is Wonder Woman. She has been to the finals a few times before, and we're excited to see her advance to Stage 2. Next up, we have a very popular contestant from prior years. It is groundskeeper Willie. He has been all the way to the last stage of the finals here in Los Legos. Let's see what he's working with today. He is making his way across the course as many members from Springfield watch on, including those in Mr. Burns' box. And they were not disappointed as Willie will be advancing. Next up, we have Leonardo, who is right behind Willie, and he will also be advancing to Stage 2. And then from Legoopolis, we had Batgirl, who is not as much a veteran as these other competitors, but she will be making her way to the next round as well. Next, a group of senior citizens took on the course. Ebenezer Scrooge, one of our wildcard competitors, fell at the twisting steps, and he didn't seem to have much Christmas cheer after that. Albus Dumbledore, the head of Hogwarts, fell on the cliffhanger after he lost his grip and went into the water. And then Vitruvius, one of our blind competitors from Billington, fell on the first obstacle, which was unfortunate. And here comes another wildcard competitor. It is the Party Llama from the video series, which just came out this year. He's doing quite well on the course as he has the salmon ladder in front of him. He begins, it looks like he almost lost his grip, and he did lose his grip. Too bad. Next, another wildcard competitor is Cookie Monster, picking up right where Party Llama left off, and Cookie Monster will be advancing as he munches away on some snacks. Captain Jack Sparrow from Legoopolis is at the twisting steps. Another difficult obstacle that has claimed another good competitor. Sorry to see you go, Captain. Following Jack Sparrow, we have Parker Jackson, a newcomer to our series. She is at the cliffhanger, and halfway across, she fell into the water and is disqualified. Aragorn, a ranger from the north, is starting the course. He is from Legoopolis. We saw him last year, but he was unable to finish his qualifying round. But he is looking much stronger this year. He is at the twisting steps, which has claimed a lot of good names today, and he flew right over it. He has friends up in the Baggins box, and more friends from across Middle-earth watching on as he tackles the salmon ladder and jumps on the second-to-last rung. He will be advancing. Great job. Our final senior citizen to take on the course from Billington is Beetlejuice. He's at the glass wedge, and he's already looking like he's off, and he's disqualified. Frozone, our final superhero to take on the course, is halfway up the salmon ladder, and he's in the water, which is too bad. We wanted to see our last superhero succeed, but not everyone can make it to the end. Good job, though. Our final finalist is Zane of Ninjago, representing New Brick City. He's at the start of the course as his teammates, many of whom are competitors and finalists, watch on. He has the glass wedge in front of him. Fun fact about Zane, he was in the finals of Season 1, but unfortunately ran out of time on the first part of the qualifiers and was disqualified. It looks like Zane will be advancing, and a great win for our final finalist. Way to go. Well, that was a lot of finalists to get through, but what an exciting Stage 1 we've had here in Los Legos. 22 competitors out of the 44 will be advancing. It just so happens to be a perfect split of those who succeeded and those who were disqualified. Stay tuned as this group tackles Stage 2. Thanks for watching. Here we are for Stage 2. Let's see what's on the course.
Our competitors in Stage 2 will face 5 returning obstacles, including the Ceiling Fan Leap from Buildington, the Seesaw from Legoopolis, the Devil Steps from Mach City, the 2 Wall Lifts from Bricktown, and the Domino Steps from Buildington. Any LEGO ninjas that make it to the buzzer will advance to Stage 3. Good luck!
First up for stage 2 is Aladdin of Agrabah. He's past the ceiling fan leap. Here comes the seesaw from Legowopolis. If you recall, this obstacle was very challenging and claimed a lot of victims, but Aladdin is through. His friends up in the Disney box are cheering him on as he comes up on the wall lifts. Uh-oh, looks like he's having a hard time with these very heavy objects. And yep, he's calling it quits. And coming through the wall lifts is the mystery solver Shaggy, who is using an unknown percentage of his real power, but this course has not been a challenge for Shaggy. He will be advancing to stage 3. Congrats. Next we have Zane of Ninjago, who's right behind Shaggy. He's going up the domino steps, and just like that, we have 2 of our competitors advancing right at the beginning of stage 2. Back at the course start, we have Cookie Monster. His Sesame Street friends are cheering him on. He makes the leap and just does not make a connection with the ceiling fan. Sorry, Cookie Monster. Groundskeeper Willie is no stranger to the Lost Legos finals, but he has the very treacherous seesaw in front of him, and just like that, the seesaw claims one of our fan favorite characters. Sorry to see you out, Willie. Next we have Batgirl of Gotham, also at the seesaw, and she slipped on the front end of the obstacle. It is a tough one. Already 2 victims to the seesaw. How disappointing. Wild Style has been with us every season of this show, and she is a very determined competitor. She advances past the seesaw. Her friends up in the Lego stands are cheering her on. She is at the second wall lift, and it looks like it was heavy, but she made it through. The domino steps are all between her and stage 3, and yep, Wild Style will be moving on. Congratulations. Monkey Kid is one of our wild card competitors, meaning he's only in the Lost Legos finals, but he's doing super well so far as he makes it halfway through the course. Whoops, almost lost it in the water, but he has the wall lifts in front of him, and they look like they might be too tough for this kid to get off the ground. He is disqualified. The Ranger Aragorn is next to take on the seesaw, and with his elvish training, he makes it over quite gracefully. But looks like the Devil Step's giving him a tough time, and he has slipped into the water. He is disqualified. The Lloyd Garmadon is at the end of the course as he makes it up to the buzzer. He is our second Ninjago competitor to make it through this course. Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, is through the seesaw. He has the Devil Steps in front of him. He's slowing down in the middle, and he went for the jump, but he did not make it. He is out of the competition. 11 competitors down and 11 to go. Next up, we have our Season 3 champion, Sonic the Hedgehog. He is past the ceiling fan leap. The seesaw is before him. He's taken it on once before, and just like last time, he spins right across it. The Devil Steps are a new obstacle for him. He looks like he's going to go for a long jump, and he slipped at the end, fell into the water. He will not be advancing. Shuri of Wakanda has been doing quite well, but the seesaw is a beast of an obstacle, and just like that, she has slid down the seesaw and is another victim of that tough Legowopolis obstacle. Next is Lizard Man, who took 2 seasons off, but is doing quite well tonight, until he did that. Uh-oh, that reminds us of how he did in Season 1. Too bad, Lizard Man, you did well, though. Jango Fett the Bounty Hunter is at the end of the course. He flew up the domino steps, and he has rung the buzzer to advance. Next up, we have Wonder Woman, as she goes right through those wall lifts, no problem. Someone of her strength, that's not a challenge, but any obstacle can be difficult, and it looks like she lost her footing on the domino steps. One of our most entertaining competitors, Deadpool, slips at the end of the seesaw and goes face first into the water, which is too bad. He's one of our fan favorites. Next on the course, we have Steve of Minecraft. He's at the first obstacle, and he did not dismount off the ceiling fan at the right time and jumped into the water. Let's take a moment to remind all of our fans in the audience that we have many different concession sites throughout the stadium. Please enjoy the food. Avatar Aang is at the end of the course as he jumps up, light-footed, and rings the buzzer. He will be moving on to stage 3. Way to go, Aang. And then Leonardo the Ninja Turtle has leapt over the seesaw. He has the Devil's Step before him. Between the seesaw and the Devil's Steps, those have claimed a lot of victims today, and Leonardo's no different. He is disqualified. Diva of Overwatch makes the leap off the Devil's Steps and is at the first wall lift. She has the second one in front of her, which, remember, is much heavier than the first, and she's calling it quits after one try. Longtime competitor Rey Skywalker is taken on the course as our last competitor for Stage 2. She approaches the seesaw, and it looks like she's through her grandfather. Emperor Palpatine watches from his Imperial box, and she has lifted the second wall and is moving up the domino steps. Looks like we have one more competitor to add to our Stage 3 roster. Way to go, Rey. Well, what an exciting evening we've had on Stage 2. We have 7 competitors advancing from the 22 that started Stage 2. We will see them on Stage 3 very soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Before we start Stage 3, we want to thank all our competitors that participated in Season 4 but did not make it to the finals. There were over 150 total competitors this year, and they all did a great job.
Our 7 finalists are ready to take on Stage 3 of Lost Legos. Let's see what's on the course.
For Stage 3, our 7 finalists will first face the expanding jumps from Mock City. The second obstacle is the beam crawl from Bricktown. The third obstacle is the arm rings from Legoopolis. The final obstacle is the tallest warp wall our competitors have ever seen. Whoever rings the buzzer will advance to Stage 4.
Avatar Aang is hopping across the expanding jumps. He's looking very light-footed out there. He is beginning to crawl across the beam crawl. He's looking good so far, and he dismounts safely. The arm rings are in front of him. He's looking a little tired at this point, and oh boy, it looks like he's slowing down. Yep, Avatar Aang is out of the competition, but great job. Jango Fett is at the starting point. He begins to work across the expanding jumps, and oh, he has slipped. Maybe all that Mandalorian armor weighed him down. Sorry to see you out, Jango. Up next, we have Shaggy. He has been a fan favorite this season. We've had him all 4 years, but this is the first year he's really shined. Maybe we're finally seeing that true power we've heard about and that the fans keep clamoring about. The audience is very excited to see Shaggy making his way across the course. He is finishing up at the arm rings now. He has made it further than anyone has so far tonight, and he has the very tall warp wall in front of him. Can he make it up? Everyone gets one attempt on the warped wall, just like any other obstacle, and Shaggy is up, and he will advance to Stage 4 to take on Mount Lego. Rey Skywalker is no stranger to the Lost Legos finals. She is at the arm rings, and she looks like she's going to make it across. All she has to do is get up the warp wall with one attempt. Her friends are cheering her on in the audience, and here she goes. Oh, and it looks like she just wasn't able to get up the extra height on the warped wall. She is disqualified. We have 2 members of the Ninjago team with us at Stage 3. Lloyd Garmadon has finished the arm rings, and he only has to get past the warped wall. And he's done it. He flew right up the warped wall. He's ringing the buzzer. We'll see him at Stage 4. Very exciting. The next member of the Ninjago team is Zane, and he is past the expanding jumps. He is taking on the beam crawl with a style we haven't seen before. He's not using his legs at all, and he may suffer for that. Yep, he wasn't able to keep his grip on the beam crawl throughout that entire length. Sorry to see you out. 6 competitors down, 1 to go. Last to run the course is Wild Style of the Lego Movie. She has also been with us for all 4 seasons of the show, and this is her first time making it this far in the competition. Everyone is very excited to see how she'll perform as she finishes the arm rings. All that's left is a warped wall, and she's mounted the end of the warped wall and rung the buzzer. She will be our 3rd competitor going on to Stage 4 to face Mount Lego. Wow, this is very exciting, and we are excited to see how this season concludes. Stay tuned for the last episode.
We are ready to finish with the last stage of Season 4 in Lost Legos with our 3 final competitors. The final obstacle is Mount Lego, a chain climb to a height that's taller than this stadium. The competitor with the best time will be our Season 4 champion. The winner will not be announced until all the competitors are finished, so good luck, everyone.
All right, let's take a look at our competitors. Our first competitor to take on Mount Lego is Shaggy. Shaggy has been in all 4 seasons of LEGO Ninja Warrior and struggled each season until now. His true power has finally been revealed. Second to take on Mount Lego will be Wildstyle. She has also been with us for all 4 seasons and is no stranger to the finals, but she's never made it to the final stage until now. Lloyd Garmadon will go last. This is his 3rd season in the competition. He's worked hard to be here, and we'll see what the Master of Energy can do on Mount Lego. Shaggy is starting now. He's using all of his power to fly up that chain with incredible speed. His friends are looking on as he goes all out on this climb. He's reached the top and is hitting the buzzer. Shaggy has set a high bar for the others to beat. Nice work. Wildstyle is approaching the chain, and she's off. Wildstyle has trained for years for this moment as a master builder and ninja warrior, and she's holding nothing back. She has made it to the top and the buzzer, and she and her fans are proud of that run. Great job. It's Lloyd's turn for Mount Lego, and he begins the climb. Like the other 2, he's making great time. This will be a close match no matter what happens. Lloyd has finished the ascent with another impressive run. We and the audience are very excited for the final results after an intense Stage 4. All 3 competitors did an amazing job, and they are descending Mount Lego to hear the results with us.
And here they come. Everyone did amazing, and you should be proud to be here. In 3rd place is Lloyd by a tiny margin behind Shaggy, which means our Season 4 champion is Wildstyle, Master Builder of the LEGO Movie Universe. Congratulations to you and a great job to all our competitors.
Thank you everyone for joining us for all our seasons of LEGO Ninja Warrior and cheering on our competitors. We appreciate it. Keep building your imagination.